no Sadu tonight because he's in Disneyland.
Oh yeah. You mentioned that the other day. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is he bringing like? Is he there with like the nephews or something or
Nieces?
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think he is. I'm not too sure on that, but we're live too. Just a real heads up.
Sadu, call in from Disneyland. Bring us on Magic Mountain or something. That'll be the theme song. Sadu, call right now. Hopefully you're on It's a Small World.
I'll be real. I'd be disappointed if he did that. I'd be disappointed
because you'd want him to.
Yeah, dude. I gave him a whole spiel. I was like, bro, just like have fun. Go. He's like, I told him to go to this candy store. He's like, I don't really eat candy anymore, dude. I was like, dude, it's Disneyland. You gotta ask candy, dog. And like I gave him a whole spiel. I was like, you gotta live it up, dog. So I want him to like, he's never really been or whatever. So
even as a kid,
I don't know. Well, next time we have him on, we'll have him fill us in on it. I'll text Daddy though.
I haven't been since I was 18, so I'd be here. I'd be down for him to just talk about what the park looks like now.
Oh, I could tell you. I could legit, Nick. This is a show. This is an episode. Jerry, we should write this down. I could name off the whole entire map, and I'll even say this: they've made one change since the last time I was there. And I know what it is because it was under construction when I was there, and I can name off what that is. I could walk you through that park right now. I could go down Main Street and tell you every ride. You could tell me turn left, turn right. It'd be crazy if we had the map to where it was almost like
we should
Fortnite.
We should find a blank map, and you should have to fill it, and we should time you. You should see how long it takes you to fill out the whole map. I bet you can do it in like 10 minutes.
I could do it verbally. Spelling and all that would catch me up.
We don't care about that. Like, just point. It's fine if we just hold it out. You just point it out. Like, you could just be like, that's that.
Sadu, if you're watching, please call, and Tubi will direct you around the park.
I already did. I texted him.
Sadu, call FaceTime, and then
stand
Johnny's
here
just gonna walk you around. Yeah.
Because like I still have the app's like right on my phone immediately. Like I'm already opening it because it's like on my main screen, and I checked. I already because when Stu was like, "Oh, what about dinner?" I like looked it instantly, and I was like, "Well, there's this," and I took screenshots and was sending it.
Yeah. Do you like in actuality? And we'll be able to ask him later. Do we think he's at the park right now?
Yeah.
Like, do we think he's literally at the park?
Yeah. We just texted a second ago.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Like he was going to get food and was asking me what location. Which so everyone knows, I recommended. The Jazz Cafe in downtown Disney is pretty good.
Okay.
There's a Mexican spot in California Adventure that's pretty good. That's actually inside the theme park. All of this too, I'll preference this. It's good for being at the theme park as well as you're spending crazy amount of money no matter where you go once you're on that property.
Yeah.
And then Cafe Orleans, it's the one that's facing Tom Sawyer's Island, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's almost.
That's where we got the clam chowder.
No, the clam chowder's a little bit across, Nick. It's right. It's right next to it, though. It's right next to it. I know, dude. I could go into all of it, but well, there's two clam chowders, but that's beside the point. The Blue Bayou is almost identical food to the Cafe New Orleans. Almost identical. It's just a different vibe. Sadu said though that the Cafe New Orleans was booked up for the what did he say? For the next 2 months.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
so that's the hot spot to go.
Yeah, I texted him this photo. I was like, go there.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it,
bro. I could walk you through. We'll do that. We haven't even done the intro to the show. All right, let me go. Over the show. Episode 63. Did I even change that in the info? Did I write 62? I wrote 62.
Hell yeah.
All right, let me fix it right now. It's episode 63.
The episode so nice, we did it twice.
Episode 63, Over the Show, Mission Jones, Dial of the Reckoning. Tubi, Nick D.
Welcome.
All the way from New York City, Jarvis Jerry.
Beep boop bop boom.
This is our first show back together in about a month.
Yeah, I was thinking about that today.
Yeah.
That it's been
Is
a month
it?
since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With all three of us.
Yeah, exactly. We've done shows, but the last time the three of us were together, it's like a month ago. before Iceland really threw a wrench in our racket.
And then I unfortunately, due to some heligrip work, had to move it from Tuesday to here. We are on Friday. Yeah.
But we're here.
Yeah, but we're here.
We are here.
So that's cool.
We back.
Yeah, we're back. And we have a crazy amount of stuff to talk about.
But it's
Go ahead,
cool
Jer.
order. I don't know. Just looking at it, all the tabs and stuff. It's like, oh, nice little surprise in the middle. Yeah, I don't know. It's cool. But yeah, bunch of stuff. Classic ketchup and mustard episode. Have any hot dogs lately? What'd you guys have for 4th of July? We did not have hot dogs.
I didn't do anything. I played Zelda or something. I don't remember. I don't even remember.
Yeah, like I feel like I just probably ate like my normal bullshit. Like probably made like a burger and some rice. Like I didn't do anything for 4th of July. I think it was
It's
cleaning.
not a burger.
I think yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like cleaning up the house because I had people coming over the next day. Or no, I had work the next day. That's what it was. It was in the middle of the week.
It was
Really
Tuesday.
quick.
It was Tuesday.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna get into it, but it like this week, my little summer vacation at the school, like it was almost like they planned it so that I had this least days off as possible. They did it like in the middle of the week, and it's like, what? All the days off are days off I don't work anyway. So that was annoying.
That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was like, dude, who is this vacation is like for? Like it's like all the whatever, doesn't matter.
4th of July.
But yeah, I couldn't really do anything on the 4th of July.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
Nothing
not
happened.
like I would have anyway. Yeah, not like I would have anyway.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know.
It seems
Yeah,
like
track
I don't
back.
know, like I don't know if it was like COVID or whatever, but it's like normally I feel like people are always doing 4th of July stuff. I don't know anyone who had like a barbecue or anything. Maybe it was just too hot. Maybe just people weren't feeling it.
Yeah.
And again, it was a Tuesday. Very.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a
Inconvenient
Tuesday.
day.
I'm old, and I mean, other than like, unless I was going over to Nick's to do something, like where really
Yeah.
was I going?
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Same here. Yeah, if we didn't go to the movies, which
Yeah.
we didn't, that's all I really do.
I mean, we used to do crazy stuff when we lived in Oakland because you could get away with like doing fireworks and all that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I have I'm actually I shouldn't. Nope. I don't know. I don't know what I was
Yeah.
about to say.
He has
I don't have-
memories of fun.
Yeah, I have tons of memories
4th
of
of
fun.
Julys.
Yeah,
Tons of memories of fun. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
legal 4th of July.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's pretty
Nope.
funny.
Yep. I caught myself, Jerry. I caught myself right there
Mhm.
before I said anything stupid. All right. So why don't we just jump right into the first movie?
Yeah, I'm starting this week off with catching up on the things I've been watching. This was a fun little ditty watched recently. Lexi recommended it to us.
Yep. I caught myself.
Milf
Oh
Manor.
wait, hey, Jerry. I hear myself. It's coming from you. All right. So why don't we just jump right into the first movie? Do you have
Someone's playing the YouTube video.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's got to be.
Oh, I see. Over here.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Catch that before it goes too far.
Yep. That's
We're
very
back,
happy.
baby.
Anyway,
We're back.
we're back. Classic errors. Yeah, MILF Manor. This is such a
Wasn't that like a
Trash
30 Rock
show.
joke?
I think it.
probably.
Yeah, Nick D. That's a
Yeah.
great call out.
It's on
And
Discovery
10 years
Channel.
later, it's a real thing.
How is that?
Yeah,
How is that a Discovery Channel show?
I don't know, but it's bad. And there's like no host. You could tell no one wanted to host this show, so they just gave them a phone that they get text messages that are like, go to here and blah, 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 blah. They
Wow.
are trying to figure it out. But yeah, hot piece of fun garbage to watch. Like,
You watched the
pretty
whole
sure
thing?
Yeah, it's
Is there a winner? Is it a
one-
competition?
No, there's no winners.
Because I was gonna say like
dude.
is one of those three the winner? But no.
With a show like that, there could only be losers.
Yeah, so it's the classic like, oh, the moms are here to go on a dating show, and then like the sons think they're going on their own dating show, and the sons just try to, well, moms try to bang the sons.
There's no. You don't
Um,
think none of the sons were trying to bang one of the moms or something?
you know, like one or two say they were, but you know, it's they weren't. No one
But
was.
if
But
their mom is there, like
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
that's the whole thing. It's a thing of like they have to
It's-
room with their mom, and
No
it's
way.
supposed to be like cringe. Like you're supposed
Yeah.
to there.
yeah,
You're
where
watching to watch people uncomfortable. Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
I feel like
one
you're
mom
more
hitting on.
uncomfortable than them.
Yeah.
It's weird and just so bad, but like
Is it like
can't turn
funny?
away.
Like is it
I
fun
don't-
to laugh at? Like are you laughing at it or
Kinda.
is it just a
It's
train wreck?
definitely more. Yeah, it's more of a train wreck.
I don't like it at all. I don't.
She's.
I don't really
super
watch reality
intense.
shows, but this does seem like a
Yeah.
very surreal one that I'm like, oh,
And so,
maybe I would
yeah,
watch this.
It's very weird. You definitely don't need to watch it.
I watch YouTube, but I don't watch
yeah.
reality. You know, there's kind of a difference. There's kind of a difference
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, it's bad.
The fact that I'm
but yeah,
seeing like
definitely
body
fun to watch.
parts as some of the images are just like that lady's butt, it already seems like the IMDb is even doing them dirty.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I
What's
mean?
the rating?
Discovery.
Is this gonna pop off?
No.
No.
Like, do you think? Okay. Like, is there gonna be a
No,
season 2
it's-
of MILF Manor?
Oh, there might be.
There might be, but by no means should there be.
3.8.
Good.
Damn, 3.8. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good. It's super awkward. But crazy that they made it, and
Okay.
crazy that these people like at least participated long enough to be put in the like, oh, going on a date with this mom and doing this and that. That it was just like, oh my god, this is so weird.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I can't believe you watched it. I'm actually not that
Mine- yeah.
surprised, but like, because you would watch something like that, but like, that
Yeah.
seems so. I couldn't. That's too
Yeah,
cringy for me.
Yeah. Definitely a couple hours I'll never get back. But yeah.
How many
that was
episodes?
thing 9. But yeah, that was a thing I watched. No need for anyone else to watch it.
Yeah, definitely not.
Hell yeah. Hell
But-
yeah.
Well, wait, hold on. What did you give it, Jerry?
Like
S tier.
Hell yeah.
quality, like all over D. But it is a thing of like, oh my god, they actually made this show and watch it. And like you said, it's just so cringe. It's like the uncomfortable level, which becomes entertaining, is like maybe a B minus.
Okay.
It is a little bit just like, oh wow, they did this for
They committed.
a couple weeks, whatever.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just a thing of like, oh wow, they committed.
Yeah.
They really
Where
committed.
was it? Like, where's the island or where's the manor? Are they in LA or something?
I think Mexico or something.
Hmm.
Okay.
Again, it's
That's the only place
just
you get away with that kind of
so-
stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the fact that there's no host and it's just them getting text messages is like you could tell they weren't counting on that and was
Yeah,
just
they're like, we
"Here's
don't
a
want to
phone."
pay. Yeah.
Maybe they had a host and they backed out.
Maybe
be.
I said Lindsay Lohan should have hosted it.
That would have been
I
dope.
feel that would have been an appropriate host. I would have been down to see her doing that.
I think she.
Or like Tara Reid.
That would make more sense. I was gonna say I think Lindsay
Mm.
Lohan's done pretty good for herself by doing other things outside of Hollywood, and she's pretty well off. Money wise,
Yeah.
money wise,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
not
'Cause
career
she was a
necessarily.
Disney kid, right? Yeah, like so I'm sure, yeah, she's probably set for life.
But I think she also like was doing like hosting parties in Dubai and like this that and like maybe
Yeah.
from my understanding, I haven't looked
Yeah.
super into it, but like had made pretty good money.
I believe it.
Hmm.
I believe it.
Tara, Reid-
Yeah.
the other one you said, Nick, would be a really good. That's a great suggestion.
I wonder is she still in the business at all? Like is Tara Reid still in Hollywood in any capacity?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I doubt it.
The other thing I'd throw out at
Don't
you
look
too,
so.
Nick D, is that they probably could easily get someone that we don't know, but was like a winner of one of the other
Yeah.
one of those shows, like one of those housewives shows or something, and they'd have her
Mm.
because it'd make
Yeah.
more sense for
Mhm.
people that kind of watch that style of show.
Totally.
And I would
Yeah.
I wouldn't
That-
personally know who that would be though, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that seems to be the most upcoming thing. Wow, Tara Reid has 19 upcoming projects.
It's all like
Good for her.
straight to DVD style stuff.
100% based on these names.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
I would
They're all-
figure.
Yeah.
She's pulling a Nick Cage, just saying yes to everything.
Well, he did it right.
Yeah.
I still got to see that Renfro movie, Renfield.
Have we talked about the Flash on here already?
No, because I don't think. I think that was one of the weeks Nick wasn't here.
Oh, I was gonna say I thought we did, but maybe we
I didn't even see it on our whatever.
Yeah.
Go
yeah,
on.
I don't even know if it was on the list.
Yeah, I didn't even see it on the. Go on, Jer. Star Wars Visions.
But yeah, I binged Visions and got all caught up. It was super cool. I really liked it. I really liked the first story was really cool. And then the one that you guys were talking about with like the little Scottish girl and the ghost and dealing with that, that was a cool story. They were all really good stories. I
didn't like
liked
that one.
all of them. It was good. I like the art of it as well. I'm trying to see if there's
Yeah, the art.
Yeah, all the different styles this time around. It was cool that they it wasn't just the same studios as last time. That was really cool.
That looks like the first season.
Yeah.
I think that's hard, Jerry, because it's a mixture of both.
Yeah, exactly.
I get what you guys
yeah.
are saying, but I do think that for me, on a personal level, I found this season to be a little lackluster in the fun. There was only like one episode.
They were
that one.
all pretty down, and even this one, I also noticed there was a lot more like Irish, Scottish, English, accents going on in there. That it's like, oh, okay.
In the Indian episode,
going. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
they
went. Yeah, it was like okay, because I feel the first season had a lot more like American accents. Just thing I noticed. Not saying anything.
Totally. That one too was kind of depressing.
That one was cool, but it was cool.
No, they're like I agree with you. They're all cool, but like they all end with this very like
somber tone.
Yeah, like not one of them like that one even kind of. I mean, they all like I don't know. Well, we've. If you haven't seen the episode, you can go back. Me, Nick D, and BK, I think, talked about it already, right?
Yeah.
And you could hear all my spiel about how I felt about it.
Yeah, this one definitely was very tragic.
Yeah.
But I like that they do these little mini stories. Hopefully next season, we don't always need to see a Jedi. Show us some other stuff that goes on there.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Would be my only critique.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that, Jerry, for sure.
Yeah, just let's see some other stuff. Aliens or bad guys even.
Just
I'd give it like A. That would be cool.
Give us a Jawa story.
Non-humanoids, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, even the one with like
the anime one was my favorite.
I really liked that guy's mask. How he had that that red sheet over his face. I thought that was really cool. I really liked that one. That one was one.
That one
was
interesting.
Oh, this one was sad too.
Yeah, yeah. It was interesting, but it was sad.
It was cool. That one was.
That was the one I liked. That was the one I liked. Yeah, right there.
It's always a bummer. Oh, the one. The.
Oh, the sister one. That one was cool too.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah, and I like that it was like the stop motion animation.
Yeah.
But I hate how they every time someone has a cool mask, they take it off.
Yeah.
Well, he just willingly threw it off. It was just so upsetting.
That's a new age Star Wars thing. It's like, yo.
It's weird too because it's like it's not even a real person. It's not like an actor. It's a cartoon. You don't need to do that.
Totally, Nick.
Yeah.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, overall, I'd give it like an A. It was fun.
An A, yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully they keep doing it. Maybe it becomes a May 4th tradition. Would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
This one was sad. Yeah, I'll agree with you on that, Tubes. They're all they really
that whole one was
tone
cool
this
too.
season.
It was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool, but sad. All of them sad.
Yeah. Yeah, all of them had a really tragic undertone to them.
Yeah. All right, so A on that. Glad to hear it, Jerry. Oh.
Yeah, watch this. Just during the day, one day, waiting for work. Watch the first one, probably whenever it came out, so maybe a year and a half ago.
Yeah, I watched the first one. I think we talked about it on here. I think.
Yeah, we did. It's a movie, you know. It's the same. They hit the same beats as the first one.
Man, they're really pushing this Sound of Freedom movie. Literally every other slide.
Yeah, yeah. I was thinking the same thing, Nick D, and I was like, well, I've never even heard of that.
Wow, and it seems.
And it's the same image too. It's like
Yeah,
it's not
exactly.
even
Yeah.
different ones.
Get out of here, Son of Freedom. There's no freedom on this show.
It doesn't. I don't know, cause like again, you saw the first one, dude, so you know how it ends. That it's like, really, you're really gonna do another one?
Well,
But
is this his last movie for a minute? Like, is he kind of just going on the little hiatus now?
who, Chris Hemsworth?
Yeah, because he's got the doesn't he have the genetic markers for Alzheimer's? So I think once he found that out, he's like, oh, I'm taking a break from acting.
Well, I don't think it matters right now after yesterday's announcement.
What was yesterday's announcement?
The actors are on strike.
Oh, yeah.
He's gonna be Hulk Hogan.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
But
Dude,
that's
I fell for one of those things last week. There was one of those things that like, oh, R.I.P. Hulk Hogan died, and I fell for it. I was literally getting ready to text you guys, be like, dude, Hulk's dead. No, he's alive and well.
Real quick though, Jerry, just because me, Nick, and Beeks were just talking about this the other night. In development doesn't mean shit. That doesn't mean anything. Even
definitely not.
In production, really, like, because I was just telling Nick D and BK this the other night. If you look at Kevin Smith's IMDb, it says he's doing Twilight of the Mallrats, but he's openly talked about how he's shooting a different movie in a minute on all of his podcast, and it's like, how and BK's like, oh, well, they pick up different information. It's like, well, he's openly talking about it, and they haven't changed it on his IMDb, so it's just interesting. I love IMDb, but they're a little late sometimes.
Yeah,
they're also just wrong sometimes. They're also and again, not through any fault of their own. I don't think they're trying to put out misinformation. But
I think
really quick, go back to the Chris Hemsworth thing, and then go to Furiosa. Is there what's up with Furiosa? Like, is there a date? Is there like what are we doing?
What's that, Nick?
That's the sequel or prequel to Mad Max with no longer Charlize Theron, and to my understanding, it's Anna Taylor-Joy now. But yeah, another Mad.
Why is that?
I think George Miller either Charlize Theron didn't want to do it, or George Miller's like, oh, I want to tell a young Furiosa story, but it's in the Mad Max universe, but it's not Mad Max.
I think they wanted to go younger. I think that it was like, oh, they're supposed to do it, and then things happen, and so I think at some point they were like, you know what, if like we're gonna go younger if you can't like commit.
Because look, Max isn't even in it. There's no unless Chris Hemsworth is now Max rather than Ed.
Doesn't this no name.
Dude, he might be Max then.
I
wonder. Is it still? Who did these? George Miller. Who directed?
Director.
This? Oh yeah, George Miller. All right.
And writer. Who's this guy? Yeah.
I have no comment. That's the guy who did the originals.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Addie's probably
gonna rewatch this.
I see Addie's in the chat, and that's like one of Addie's favorite movies. Maybe I hope I'm not speaking out of pocket for Addie, but Mad Max Fury Road was like one of Addie's favorite movies.
Dude, that movie's like a masterpiece. Like, I love that movie.
It's cool. I mean, all those
double S for me.
All those movies are good. I just think the thing for me with that Mad Max is that there's not really. It's just eye candy. There's not much of a storyline at all, and it's a weird complaint coming out of my mouth because I normally don't care about that kind of thing. But like the Mad Max franchise, I don't know. I do love those movies.
Interestingly, go on. My bad.
I just love those movies. That's like the AC/DC of movies in the sense of like and I hope no one in Australia would get upset with me saying this, but that's their movie franchise that's come out of that country.
Yeah.
You know, like how AC/DC is kind of like the only real rock band to ever come out of Australia. In my opinion, Mad Max is the movie franchise to come out of Australia.
Yeah.
I watched a YouTube documentary on Mad Max, the Tom Hardy one, and just how it was like a mess filming it, that because they kept putting it off so much, they were like, dude, you either make this movie or it's not happening. And so that's why the script kind of feels disjointed, is because they couldn't work on the beginning or work on the end. And that's why we're sort of just thrown into the middle of this thing, and they're chasing, you know, that it really was a thing of like, this is what we have, and they're now telling us they're not giving us more time to work on it. And so that added to why it feels so weird of a movie, is because they like, you know, they kept rewriting it. And
because I especially feel like by the time you get to Furiosa, like you're like, oh, this was always supposed to be a Furiosa. You know what I mean? Like it's like Max is an afterthought.
They
like,
also don't really explain him at all. Like, is he Mel Gibson?
Exactly.
I think it's supposed to be Mel Gibson. Yeah. And again, like I think I've even heard, we don't have to do this right now. Doesn't this movie also take place between the other ones? Like, isn't it like?
Well, see, that's
like it's
know.
like a prequel to one of them, but a sequel to the other. Like, it's like, I don't think it's like the fourth movie or the third, however many they are. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's its own kind of. It's Mel Gibson, but it's like a side adventure. That's not. Yeah.
Well, it's also interesting, just to throw this out there, it's like the first one almost feels like El Mariachi, where it's like,
for sure,
it's not ramped up to the way the second and the third one is. It's a lot more like grounded.
The idea is still, it's like the idea is still gestating. Yeah.
There's still Law and Order because he's a cop.
Yeah, the world is over, but it's like the beginning of it being over.
Yeah.
Whereas the other ones make it seem like, they don't even.
It's been over.
This is all they've ever known.
Yeah.
Like,
totally.
You don't get the impression that Max was like a banker one.
Yeah. Totally, Nick.
Yeah.
Anyways, though, Jared, the Chris Hemsworth, which is interesting, though, I will say this, because Chris Hemsworth is Australian, so it kind of makes sense that he.
Oh, you're right. I didn't even think about that. You're right.
Yeah.
Wow.
It makes sense that he'd want to be in that movie because it probably means something to him. I would assume.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't even put that together.
But what was your rating of this one, Jared? We kind of jumped off with Mad Max.
I don't know. C. It's fine.
Okay.
I was gonna say, should I see these Extraction movies but a C?
The first one was all right.
Is the first one better? Like, should I see the first one?
Okay.
I
don't
like
know.
Chris Hemsworth.
So again, I put it on when it was like, I don't need to pay attention. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, background.
And you just, it's action scenes, but like the scene that's playing right now on the train is a little like, what the fuck? Like, there's a helicopter and chain guns, and like he never gets shot, and it's just like, how?
Yeah.
Like you're in a train. There's only so much space you can go, and you're telling me you did not. Anyway, but
it trains is in everything,
Dude, trains are hot right now. Yeah, like trains are in a lot of movies.
Hot commodity.
The two movies we're going to talk about tonight, our main topics, they're both train heavy. The latest Mr. Beast video, he runs a train into a pit, like a real one. Shout out Mr. Beast. Just trains. Just seeing a lot of trains.
Speaking of Mr. Beast, to all the viewers right now, I was looking at Mr. Beast's YouTube page, and guys, we're only like 160 million followers behind him. So let's hit that like button, guys. Let's go for Mr. Beast numbers. Everyone in the chat, hit that like and subscribe number. We're right behind him. We're like right on his heels.
Yeah, we're
150 million.
And we're gonna make some really delicious chocolate bars when we hit that.
Dude, guys, you don't even know the recipe that BK's working on for these over the show chocolate bars. Just let's get those numbers so that BK can get those chocolate bars to you.
I'm gonna get a Willy Wonka outfit, and I'm gonna freaking go to town on them chocolate bars.
It's gonna be great.
Wait till you see it. All right.
Hell yeah.
I'm juiced.
Yeah, I might check it. I might check it out, Jerry, only if I had free time and I slap it on in the background. I could see me watching it only because I saw the first one, and I do like Chris
Yeah.
Hemsworth, but
Yeah.
Nick, to be honest, and I'm just saying this was seeing just the first one. It's just a shoot 'em up rando
Yeah.
film.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not missing anything. There's not like, oh my god, that action scene was so crazy. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
A lot of digital
You know.
effects, and you could tell.
yeah.
Okay.
At least that's how the
yeah,
first one was.
It's the same,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel. But yeah, it was a C.
See.
Okay.
Okay.
It's whatever.
See.
Yeah.
See you later.
See ya later,
Oh,
Cocaine Bear.
here we go.
Cocaine Bear. Yeah, I watched Cocaine Bear the other day.
Now let me ask a question off tops, Jerry. Where did you watch
Yep.
Cocaine
Yeah,
Bear?
exactly. Because I still haven't seen this. I do want to watch this. Yeah.
Peacock.
Ah, Peacock.
But I think it might be on Amazon too.
I'll look right now.
One
Interesting.
of the two, I guess.
Because Nick, you haven't seen it.
Peacock.
I wanted to. It's just this is one of those movies that kind of just slipped by. Like I didn't end up. Yeah, it's on Peacock. And you can rent it on Amazon.
That's what it was. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would start this by saying you don't need to rent it. Definitely you can wait it out.
Yeah.
Because I think it's like we were saying the other day, Tubes. It's a drive-in movie. If you're gonna do it, it's like go to the drive-in. Go on a Tuesday, pay the
But
super
the
cheap.
ending, Jerry, the ending, I haven't even actually seen the ending. I heard it, but because it's so I won't go into full deets. The ending's really, really visually dark. So and a whole thing unfolds, and we could kind of make it out, but it was just like, damn, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
It
sucks that there's not we don't have a proper answer for that yet. That there's some movies that just don't look good in drive-ins. Like that sucks.
The answer is, Nick, if you're gonna make a drive-in friendly film, you can't do big dark shots because it's impossible. Like, what are you gonna? The drive-in would have to close itself out to the excess light, and that's ridiculous. There's no, it's not possible because they can't amp up the even if they amped up the projector, it's not. I mean,
it's still gonna get washed out. 'Cause
Yeah.
as soon as someone turns on their headlights, it's done. You're over.
that are just there's the freeways right there, the San Jose one and the Concord one. There's a freeway right there on both of them.
Ads took a crazy turn.
Yeah, seriously.
Depends.
From that movie to depends. I will say the comedy in the movie was good. I thought the funny parts were funny.
Yeah.
I actually have heard that this is a funny movie. Like, yeah,
It's a fun-
it's
a fun
people
film.
liked this movie. It seems like, yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun film.
It's straight up what it is Cocaine Bear. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
It's a bear just running around on cocaine. Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
not much more to it.
Gets right into it too.
Yeah.
Still on my list.
Ooh.
Did you just read what Addie wrote?
Yeah, I saw Eddie's suggestion. That would be cool too.
Can't wait
What
for
was it?
Can't wait for Fentanyl Bear.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
again,
band name. Fentanyl Bear. That's a funny word.
Let me
That's
ask
a
you
funny
this,
term.
Jerry, to get back into it real quick, and Nick, by the time you see it, you'll forget what I'm about to say. But the whole cabin lady and how it all unfolds in there. She's not a sheriff. The ground. What would you call her?
Park ranger.
The park ranger. Thank you, Nick D.
Yeah.
How
Oh, I thought that was-
how that all unfolds with her. How did you feel about that?
Why? I might have been over by the window. I don't remember.
Okay, well,
I'm trying to think, cause I don't know. There was a point where towards the end, I definitely was like, "What is going on?"
this trailer's showing everything too right now. This is kind of what I was
Really?
talking about.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's showing a lot more than they showed in the
yeah.
original trailer.
Yeah. Okay. So no. I don't know. That was weird. I don't know. Yeah, little things. I don't know. that was weird. It was kind of like what?
Because Nick, there is a
But
storyline in the movie, and some stuff happens that you're like, wait, what? But
Yeah.
like at the same time, because the bear is also the main character, and there's so much of him, it almost overshadows the little bit of
Yeah.
storyline you do get.
Yeah.
So it's
Is
interesting.
it ever a real bear, or is it purely CG?
Oh,
Was there
it's-
ever a bear? You think? Like,
It's got to be purely
no,
CG.
Okay.
yeah, no bear,
Okay.
not even like an animatronic. That's
okay.
probably my biggest complaint. Is like, really, you're not gonna do
a
any
couple of shots of just a
Low
yeah,
budget.
of just anything? Yeah, you know. But yeah, it's that fine. They
'Cause
didn't have to.
It's directed by what's her name, right? Wet Hot Summer
Elizabeth
Night.
Banks.
Elizabeth Banks. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Elizabeth
oh,
Banks.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Oh,
That-
you probably mentioned that the first time we talked about it. I love her. That's great.
This is her makeup for messing up on that all women's Charlie's Angels. Because that was a flopper field, from my understanding. And then
Yeah, I never heard it. I saw the trailer for that movie and then never heard about it again.
I don't think it did very well. And she directed that, and then they kind of let her do they didn't let her, but she then did this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, that was 2019. That wasn't even that long ago. That movie feels like years and years and years ago.
It's crazy too because I've never seen that streaming anywhere. Or maybe I have and I just didn't notice it. But
Yeah.
I'd check it out just to see because the original three were good.
I do want to see it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Jerry. So what are you giving Cocaine Bear altogether?
I'll go with C plus. It was fun,
Okay, another C plus.
but again, yeah, it was nothing special. I wish there was some type of physical thing. Doesn't have to be a real bear, but like an animatronic paw, animatronic head, anything. But they just went all digital. It's like,
Yeah.
But the sheriff was funny, and I like O'Shea Jackson.
And what's his name? It was his final movie, right?
Ray Liotta.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Oh yeah.
Which I think I talked about this the last time. The weirdest thing about the movie is it ends. Ray Liotta is the bad guy, and then it ends with like a R.I.P.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, that was so weird
yeah.
how that all plays out. But they had to, like, they couldn't not write something in the credits. So
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, check it out for free. You don't
Yeah.
need to pay for it. Is my take.
I'd rewatch it
fun
too,
movie.
Nick.
Ray Liotta in these trailer things. When I see him in this trailer, he looks like what's the actor who plays Zod? Michael Shannon. Every time I see Ray Liotta, I'm like, is that Michael Shannon? But it's not. It's Ray Liotta.
Oh yeah.
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 It's just interesting. It doesn't even look like Ray Liotta in these trailers.
Mm.
Yeah, it took a second. I didn't realize he was in it, and then I was like,
Yeah.
oh wow, there's Ray.
I'd give this movie, I don't remember what I originally said, but now that I've slept on it for quite some time, I'd give this a B for just being something new and different.
Exactly. If nothing else, you're like, wow, they don't make movies like this.
Yeah.
This isn't a thing. Like, yeah, that's great.
But I do agree with Jerry. I totally agree with Jerry. If they would have had an animatronic arm, head,
Yeah.
something, and maybe a larger budget, they could have really taken it to that next level. Maybe when they do fentanyl bear, like Addie said, they'll step it up.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Banks, we'd love to have you on the show and talk about it.
Oh my
We've got
goodness
ideas for
gracious!
fentanyl
Love to have
thing.
Elizabeth Banks talk to her about the barbecue scene.
Exactly.
Mm.
What-
Yeah.
What Hot Summer Nights, baby?
I watched X. So I watched all of X except for the last 10 minutes.
Have you watched him
went to go
since?
focus.
Wait.
Or you still haven't?
Nah, still haven't, but I know what happens. And again,
I'm trying to
as
even
we
think
talked
like
about the
what
other day,
does happen.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen
Yeah,
it.
don't spoil it for Tubes, but I'm gonna look up what is the
there's
end of-
No,
nothing
no,
to
Jer-
spoil. I mean,
Jer,
so-
go ahead.
so,
I don't.
yeah, okay. I literally, so right where what you're probably gonna read, I got to that part, but then I
Yeah.
just didn't finish watching the scene.
Oh,
So-
okay, yeah.
This is the one where
Classic horror movie ending. It's like, oh, okay, yeah.
they're shooting the
Yeah.
porno in the cabin, and the people don't know that they're shooting a porno.
Basically.
Yeah, basically.
um,
I mean, yeah, I think that's the elevator pitch,
It-
but
it's so what I would say, it's like because again, this was a entertaining movie. I liked what they did. It's basically the rated R version of Visiting or The Visitors or the one with like the kids that go visit the grandparents.
I never saw that, but yeah.
Oh, that's
It's
Shyamalan, right?
based.
Yeah, it's Shyamalan, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
that movie, but rated R, so it's a lot more violent. But it's pretty much the same thing. Of like again, it's a horror movie, so it's with this director Ty West, he's a slow burn type of guy. That there's a lot of build up, and then it's just like crazy violent.
Crazy, Brian. Yeah. And like weird. Like it's like I feel like when you get to the end of this movie, like it sticks with you because you're like, what did I just watch? Like what like you know how like in normal 70s movies like this, like Texas Chainsaw, like you're almost rooting against the kids because the kids are bad people. And then in this case, they're all like porn actors and directors. And so it's like on the surface, you're supposed to think like, oh, they're degenerates. They deserve to die. But they're all like very smart, caring people trying to be up the front of an industry. And then you get to the house and the house is like weird. You know what I mean? Like it's such a role reversal of this type of movie that like I really liked X. I thought, and I keep thinking about it. I think it was an interesting movie.
Where's it
And
available?
I wanted I saw it on Amazon for free. I don't know if it still is.
Yeah, it's Amazon.
Okay, yeah.
I'll look again. And so they
And there's
made
2 sequels.
they
Well,
made a
a sequel and
prequel.
a prequel. Yeah.
Yeah, they made the prequel.
What? This just came out
Pearl.
last year.
He because
Yeah.
he got to the end of this movie, and then him and Mia Goth were just like, I've got an idea for a prequel. Let's just bang it out. So they just extended production, and so that's why X came out. And then is the second one called Mabel? What is it called? It's like a woman's name,
Pearl.
right? Pearl.
Pearl.
Like Pearl came out like a year, maybe less than a year later, just because they tacked it on to the end of this production, to my understanding.
And Jenna
I think
Ortiz
came
was
out the
in it.
beginning of this year.
She's great in it too. Yeah, she's awesome. In
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, little role.
Yeah.
I thought
So-
she
yeah,
would
supporting
have a
role.
bigger part, but yeah.
Because there's also when I saw it on Amazon, the cover, like the poster, was her. So it almost was you were thinking she was the star, not Mia Goth.
That's what I thought when it was always a thing of like thinking of this as like, oh, that's weird for Jenna to be doing this movie like as the star and blah blah blah. And then you watch and it's like, oh, that was just like an ad choice because she was
Hot
the
right
hot
there.
girl for the
Yeah,
minute.
Yeah,
exactly.
because of
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Because Adam's family, and
Yeah.
Exactly,
and
all that
Scream,
stuff.
and yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool. It's straightforward like slasher movie, I guess. I was hoping for like a picture of the house. The house, I want to say it's basically the same layout as Texas Chainsaw. I don't know that
It
opening
definitely
shot
feels
with
like it,
down the
yeah.
stairs.
They're just right
at the
there.
door.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Or again, it's just no, that's what Texas houses.
Yeah,
were like,
yeah. Maybe
you
that's
know.
just what like
Yeah.
Texas ranch style houses. Yeah.
I saw.
I would recommend it. Like I'm not saying you're gonna love it, but I
Yeah.
think as someone who watches this genre and these type, it's a movie about making movies. I think you'd dig it.
Yeah, I was about to say it sounds like Barbarian almost in a way of like, oh, these people people kind of suck, so like I don't really care, but then they kind of grow on you or whatever.
And it's both weird and sad, and so you kind of end up thinking about it a lot. Like I know I said it at the beginning, but I think about this movie a lot still. Like this movie stays with you. Like, at least it
Interesting.
did with me. At least it did with me. Because again, the bad guy in this movie, which you've never once see the bad guy in this trailer, I don't think. But the bad guy's like it like confuses. You're like, what? Like it's at first it's almost stupid, but that's kind of what makes it scary. Is that you're like, oh, like that is like you're like, okay, I mean that's.
Yeah.
I'll say this: you almost think it's like I guess this could happen in reality. You know, like it's
what's
not
the runtime,
unheard of.
Jerry? Scroll up.
Less than 2, maybe.
145.
45.
Not bad.
What was I gonna say? They do what's the thing? Chekhov's gun or whatever.
Oh yeah. When you
They do that in this movie, so
No.
that was cool. I
They
don't
do the
wanna, like,
what?
give it away, but where it's like, oh, if you see something interesting in like the first part of a story, it's like they need to use it by the end, by the third act.
Yeah.
That thing should have come into play again. And they do that with, I think, a few, maybe 2 or 3 things in this that you see or whatever, and they come back to it. It was cool.
That's interesting.
And
Yeah.
it was also, I think, like the first time I noticed that of like, oh, what's up with that? And then later it actually got me by surprise. I was like, oh yeah, that thing.
Yeah. It's like the
That.
wallet in Bliss. Like they're
Yeah.
like, oh, like they're letting you know in the beginning that like this is gonna come back.
The watching Indiana Jones.
Exactly.
Spoilers.
But yeah, I would say this is probably like a B. I do
Okay.
want to watch the prequel, Pearl, and then again the sequel, Maxine, which follows a character from, doesn't matter, follows Mia Goth's character.
Yeah, spoiler, Mia
Um,
lives.
But again, so that's, again, it's a classic horror movie. Someone's
So
here to live to tell
is
the story.
Pearl a horror movie? So then, like, this Mia Goth character
Yeah, so
is
I
just
think it's gonna
going
be a
through.
different. Well, I think it's going to be a different type of horror. Like like it's like tangentially related, but I don't think I haven't seen it. I don't think Pearl is going to be anything like X. I think it's going to be completely different. I could be wrong. Maybe Jared has some insight.
I think you are, because I don't know. I've seen most of this guy's movies, and so I think it's going to probably going to spoil it a little bit. The old people are the killers. They're the crazy people, and so Pearl is the woman and her growing up with her like abusive parents, and how when she snaps and goes crazy and starts her murdering lifestyle.
And the funny thing is, not the funny thing, the interesting thing is Mia Goth plays
Yeah.
both women. Like she's Maxine and she's old Pearl. So it makes sense that Mia Goth is going to play the prequel to young Maxine. Or young Pearl, I mean. You know what I mean? Because it's the same actor for both. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I think, if you like those 70s style slasher films, it's like, definitely check this out.
Grindhouse.
Yeah. It's
But
sounds like it's up my alley. But yeah, I'll check it
Yeah.
out. I'll definitely check it out.
yeah, and because again, I will see the other two at some point.
Yeah.
These,
He did Cabin
are-
Fever too.
Cabin Fever 2 is so crazy.
Yeah.
Like it's so much more wild than Cabin Fever 1.
Yeah. Interesting. All right. What'd you give it,
I don't
Jared?
know,
You
some
gave
of
it a
his
B,
stuff.
right?
Yeah, I'd give it a B.
That's cool.
It was definitely
I'll put it
cool
on my
watching.
list.
I didn't. Yeah, exactly. And again, I think I put it on like, oh, we'll just sort of pay attention, and then I ended up watching it. It was a thing of like,
I did
oh,
the same
okay.
thing, yeah.
And again, I think I ordered food or something, so I had to go, and then just never. I don't know why I didn't put it back on later, but yeah, I know how it ends.
This is one of those movies that when I was like Black Phone, like I originally just put something on to like while I was playing Street Fighter to put on, and like X like kind of just pulled me in. I was just like, oh, I guess I'm just watching this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's paced well.
Yeah.
Is what I'll say as well. Oh, okay. And then now we're gonna start making our transition to two, because we both watched this movie.
We both watched this. Yeah.
I watched it right before the show.
What did you think,
so it's
Jerry?
fresh. It was fun, because isn't this didn't like Adam Sandler's production company make this or something?
I don't know. Happy Madison?
Yeah, I feel.
Well, it's Netflix. And he has a deal in Netflix, so maybe I'd look under producer. Like did Adam produce
Yeah.
it?
I'll check elsewhere. But it was fun. It was cool seeing Pierce Brosnan, and he makes they make that 007 joke.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, that's the one he did, is blah, 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 blah. And Karina's like, oh, I only know him from Mamma Mia 2. And I was like, oh my God, don't do that to Pierce.
Was there a
Don't
Mamma
do
Mia
that to
2
Pierce.
joke in there?
No.
Not that I was familiar with.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But it was cool. It was cool. I think Adam did a good job being in like an action comedy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I think those two like played well together. I don't know. Nina wasn't in it too much. Ellen was cool. I had to look up where I knew her from. Ocean's 13.
Mm-hmm.
But
Does Pierce
again,
drive a Challenger?
There's a Challenger in the movie.
Yeah, there
but-
is. There is a Challenger.
Yeah, they drive. Yeah, they drive the Challenger.
Mhm.
That was a funny scene. Him driving the Challenger around.
Yeah. So what would you give it, Jerry, all together?
B minus.
Wow. I think you get. I'd go with C personally. I thought it was a little underwhelming. It was all right for being like a rom-com style film. It's like a heist rom-com. Wouldn't you say, Jay? It's kind of what the vibe is. It's supposed to be funny, but then there's like the overall arc of the movie is this like heist idea, and it kind of worked. Nothing against Adam. I just thought that all together it was just like
Yeah. This classic Netflix film.
yeah. It was definitely classic Netflix.
And again, it's probably like because I literally just watched it that there's a little bit of more hype in my mind around it. So it's like, yeah, it wasn't bad, blah 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 blah. But trying to think of like what was the scene where I was laughing.
Adam has some funny moments. He definitely had some funny moments, but I just all together it was like, yeah, it was all right. It was all right.
Yeah. I'll downgrade to a C with you.
Okay. I mean, like I like. There's just I don't know. It's hard with that style of film, you know.
It was also pretty predictable.
Yeah.
You know, it was instantly like, oh, this is what's gonna happen, and blah 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 blah, and then it all happens. It was cool to see Michael Rooker.
Yeah.
Love Michael Rooker.
Yeah. As the police chief or whatever, or FBI agent or whatever.
Yeah, the FBI guy.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah. I mean, like the cameos or whatever you want to say, they were all good. Because Adam's parents, we've seen them in a million movies too. I can't think of their names right now, but it was just it kind of came and went
in real life.
No.
Oh, just the act.
The actors,
okay, yeah. I was like, whoa, what? Yeah.
I give it a C. I honestly don't have. I watched it I watched it last weekend, so like a week ago. I don't have much to say about it. It didn't like nothing super stands out to me to even say about it. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, Nick D, unless you're looking for a rom-com style film. But like there's better rom-coms out there. I kind of felt like there to his relationship. Actually, the way everyone kind of treats Adam is kind of weird in this movie. The coworkers kind of treat him like he's an idiot.
Yeah,
it's weird, and there's no explanation of why everyone's treating him so like he's a dummy in this film.
Yeah. So it was the scene where he's like talking to his parents on the phone, and he's like, "Don't be weird," and how his mom was like, "You know what? You're being weird. We were talking about it recently. How you're just weird now." That was a good scene.
That was funny.
I enjoyed that scene.
His parents were almost. If I'm gonna pick something out as the highlight, it was his parents.
Yeah,
his parents were, and the way he acted with them, they were good. Yeah. But yeah, I give it a C. Overall C film.
Yeah, definitely. It's average.
If they make a sequel, I'll watch it because it's Netflix, and I got Netflix, so I put it on if they make a sequel. I'll say that.
But yeah, take an extra week, guys. Write a tighter story, maybe.
That was part of it. The bad guy in this, her accent and her whole spiel was just a little much.
That's where Karina was saying, like, when she would have her line, she was like, "Oh, this definitely feels like a Adam Sandler movie." All right, I'm gonna look that up over here.
Okay.
Because
I
don't know, there was the thing like her talking about corn or whatever.
And the other banker lady was also kind of corny.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Now we're switching over to.
And I love Blake, but Blake wasn't great in this either. I hate to say that. And I love Blake. Hometown hero out here, but he didn't sell me on this one.
No, that was a bit of a bummer.
He's
that he popped up and it was just.
I gotta
Too
say,
goofy.
I've never seen that before. With that truck just booking it through a cemetery, that looked crazy.
yes.
Like, whoa,
Okay,
that scene looks insane.
Nick, I totally agree with you. That's the
Yeah.
one. Now I almost, Jer, I might bump it back to a B because I will say, I've never seen a movie where they destroy people's graves as much as they
Yeah,
did
like,
in this
wow.
movie. And that did catch me off guard. And I almost forgot about it. But Nick, you're right. That scene where they're crashing through all the cemetery, Jerry, and there's something that happens in that scene, Nick, that's like, whoa. Like,
I legitimately, when we're done recording, I might even just go pop on this. And be like, I kind of want to see that scene now. That looked awesome.
and I
Like,
like, look,
yeah.
I love Adam. Adam's
I
hilarious.
love Adam too.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like Adam is an easy sell. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like, if you tell me he's in something, I'm gonna want to see it.
Exactly. And that's why I watched it.
Yeah.
I will say I'm going to leave mine at C. I did not see that scene.
You didn't see that scene?
Ooh, Jer was by the
No, I went-
window.
Oh,
You should pop that
Jer.
scene back on at the end.
No,
Yeah.
I went to go get
Food?
gluten-free crepes.
Mm.
Yeah, no, it was
So
food.
what is the
Um,
crepe made out of if not gluten?
Rice flour.
Oh, sick.
Mm.
Was it good?
Yeah, I got a BLT.
Back to crepe talk with Jerry. New York crepes.
And yeah, Adam Sandler was a producer.
Makes
Oh, wow,
sense.
that's
on
awesome.
this
Makes
movie.
sense.
Yeah.
He's kind of like one of the main people at Netflix, it seems like.
Yeah.
Yeah, did not see that scene, so maybe I'll pop it on too.
Just for that scene, Jerry, you
Do a
should
little
rewatch
rewatch.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that scene is pretty
Yeah.
incredible.
I was thinking that when I was leaving, I was like, I should ask Karina to pause this, but I didn't, and so I saw the middle of it.
I'm grabbing a soda. I'm just bringing you guys with me.
Oh, buddy. But yeah, those were the movies and TV shows I've been watching. Nothing in the theaters lately. I don't know. I haven't been to the theater.
What was the last
maybe
movie you
since,
saw?
I think Mario.
Wow.
Okay, I still haven't seen that.
So you never saw Fast.
No, I haven't seen Fast. It's on TV now, or to rent or whatever. So, or maybe it's even free on HBO.
I'll check. I've got it open right here.
I have it right here too, buddy.
When is Sisu coming out? I still need to see Sisu.
I think that's on Amazon to rent.
Okay.
I think that's out of
Oh
theaters.
my god, I forgot
this
it's
point.
Max now, so my HBO app doesn't work.
See, that's kind of
Thanks,
annoying. Where
HBO.
it's like, really, you
Yeah, it's
can't
like, dude,
just
you
switch it
update my
over?
app for me. Like, why do I have to? Champagne
I
problems,
guess
am I
it's
right?
still in theaters if I wanted to see Fast X.
Across, probably somewhere across the country, and I'm sure New York has a theater
Oh,
playing it.
Yeah.
Sisu.
I there's when we get to Mission Impossible, there's more to be said about Fast and Furious, so we'll bring it back up.
All right, well, yeah, let's keep going with.
All right, so I watched this movie, and first thing I want to say is I thought this was a Netflix movie. I thought it was produced by them, and like all together was their film. But I did see a hard copy of this at Best Buy the other day. I was going to get an Ethernet cable, and I saw a hard copy of this, and I was just taken back that they actually made physical copies of this. This movie, I originally did not really want to check it out, and then I'm really glad I did, because from a video, like a filmmaker's point of view, or editing and all that, it's pretty crazy and over the top. So it takes place, everything you see is from the computer or like phone.
Oh, whoa.
It's not it's
saw-
not actually, you know what I mean, Nick? It's not actually the computer or phone. Like, they definitely used really nice cameras, but they made it, editing wise, it looks like everything you're seeing is on her laptop or on the phone camera, right?
Yeah. That's a cool idea.
And they make it work, and it's really cool how it all comes together. I don't want to get too much into deets so that you guys actually check it out. I would give this movie probably an A-, B+, just because of all of that. Although the storyline itself, we've all seen it. It's just another murder porn kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see this one? I saw this one with John Cho.
No.
that
I
they're
remember the
very
trailers for that.
clearly inspired, if not made by the same people. But it was like, again, as you see, like you were saying, Tubes.
Oh,
All the scenes of this one was
Yeah.
like he was FaceTiming or whatever or blah blah. Like you said, it was from a digital screen's point of view, either his camera, computer, or phone, I guess.
Yeah.
Cameras on those. Because yeah, when you said that, I was like, why is this familiar and why isn't John Cho in it? Because it's a different movie. That's how movies work.
That's how movies work.
So yeah, I will probably check this one out because it's like, oh wow, they because like you were saying, that other one, the visuals of it was way cooler than the story itself.
yeah, yeah. And I've never seen a movie like this where it was done that way, where it's all from that kind of point of view, and they do make it make sense with the overall story arc, so it all kind of comes together. It's cool. It's a really cool concept piece with some actors I've never really had seen before. So all together, like, really well done. I think it's hour 51, so under 2 hours, which is cool. Yeah, Netflix.
That's fair.
Netflix.
Yeah,
What do
Netflix.
I know her from? I feel like I watched recently with this actress. What do I know? Oh, Sasha just fell off the bed. Oh, wait, no. She's like literally. I just watched her. Oh, is she in Scream? Is that what I'm thinking? Oh, maybe Euphoria is what I'm thinking. I think it's Euphoria.
I've never seen Euphoria.
But I watched the first
Last
season.
of
The
Us.
first-
Last
oh,
of
The
Us.
Last of Us. That's what it is.
I've never
She's
seen
the-
that either. Yeah.
Last of Us
Suicide
is
Squad.
All right.
The Suicide Squad.
Tyler.
Don't-
Who's Tyler?
I don't remember.
The dude's daughter.
Idris Elba. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah. That totally makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd see this. This seems interesting.
I would recommend it just from the filmmaking, like, crazy point of view that they're able to accomplish and how they make it work into the storyline itself. It all comes together.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And it's, at least with the first one, because at some point there's a bunch of stuff on the screen that it's like, if you pause, there's stuff in the back on their computer or whatever that foreshadows or like I think one of them, maybe the first one, I don't know, I don't really remember, read something that it's like, oh, I think it's in the same world as what's the Cloverfield or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And but I don't know, I don't remember that. That was something I read years ago. But yeah, this is Cloverfield Part 3.
That's
Yeah.
weird.
Not this one, isn't.
I don't know. I'll
The
definitely
searching
look
one.
that
You're saying the
up,
searching
but-
one, right?
And again, I also feel it's like these have to be made by the same people.
Did you guys see the Cloverfield Netflix thing with like the hand?
No.
I never saw that, but like I always wanted to
Mm-mm.
because I think the Cloverfield universe is interesting, but
Yeah.
really I just like the second movie.
The second
I think
movie.
that second movie is like
With John
awesome.
Goodman.
Yeah, the John Goodman
Yeah,
one.
like
Yeah.
I really just want
But-
more of that.
Yeah.
But I feel it was the John Goodman part that was one. I do
He was
think
good
about that
in it.
movie a lot. Yeah, that was the thing. He was really good in like the whole like, oh, don't go out there, and it's like, can you trust him? Then you get to the end, and it, he wasn't lying, in a
Yeah.
sense, maybe.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't. He
Um,
wasn't lying, but he was still creepy nonetheless.
Yeah, he was still.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
he
it's-
was a creeper regardless of
Yeah.
who he
Whether
was
whether or
telling.
not
Yeah,
there was
yeah,
aliens, it didn't matter. He was still being a creeper.
yeah.
And that's kind of what
Yeah.
that's what the twist is at the end of that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Spoilers
yeah,
for a
yeah,
movie
yeah.
that's been out for quite some time, but yeah.
Well, yeah, like a decade
Yeah,
or
like
more
7,
now.
8
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Um,
Especially too, like I'm looking at one of the posters for Cloverfield Lane, and like the poster, it says monsters come in many forms. It's like you're literally giving away the movie on the poster. Like you know what I mean? Like it's like yeah, it's supposed. I went in not thinking John Goodman was a bad guy, and so that way when it
Yeah, when it
goes
happens,
down,
it kind of twists.
it's
Yeah.
surprising.
Yeah, same
but
here.
the poster literally is just
Yeah.
giving that away.
Yeah, but what's crazy though is I seen that poster and I didn't get it, but like, yeah. We kind of just said it, but yeah, whatever. But yeah,
again, it's been out.
I'd say check it out. Both of you guys, check it out. I really don't want
I'm-
to give
I'm
too
gonna.
much up on it
Yeah, I'm gonna.
because I definitely think you guys need to see it.
And my bad, where
And
did you
yeah.
watch it?
Netflix.
Netflix.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You should watch the first one, Tubes.
Yeah, I will.
What's
I
the
will.
first one?
It is
Search.
so.
Oh. So should I watch Searching before I watch
Searching.
this?
No, I don't. They're not connected, Nick. They're not. It's not like
Oh.
Yeah,
it's
they're
not a
not
1 and 2.
connected, and it's. I think it was even a thing where the editors. Oh no, I just read it. Why don't I remember? The editors of that movie did this movie.
That makes sense. That
did Missing.
that would totally
And-
that
and
totally
then-
makes sense.
And then had the creators of the first one like look at it or something.
That totally makes sense.
Yeah.
That the editors would be the thing that overlapped. Yeah.
Yeah, the film's editors wrote the screenplay and directed the sequel based on a treatment by the original 2 writers.
Makes sense. Because it's an editing movie
Shag and
more
Tea.
than anything. It's just really well
Yeah.
edited.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out.
Yeah, I'm trying to see like where can. Oh, it's on FX. It says FX now with cable.
What
Okay, so yeah,
searching?
Yeah, Searching. Okay, so
Okay.
I'll try to watch that
Oh,
too.
Searching. Yeah.
Yeah, I might. I'll try to look for searching. I'm not huge on
Okay.
that
Searching,
style.
searching.
I'm not huge on that style of movie. I just.
Yeah,
But I do think
But
the
it's like you
editing and stuff was mind blowing. So yeah.
yeah.
It's like because again that's what stands out about the other one. Even like John Cho was fine in it. Like the acting by no means is the special part. It really is the way they edit it and move between scenes and all of that. That it's like that's for sure what was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is me that watched this. I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make this quick because we still got a lot to go and we're already over an hour. This movie was a D, and even giving it a D, I feel like is me being generous. The big issue with this movie, although I did see I think earlier this week I saw that James Cameron says they are gonna make sequels to this. A thing that's really been bothering me, and we'll talk more about this later, but it's been an ongoing issue this year with movies, is that the cliffhanger endings that are completely written to build up a secondary film before the first film, especially when it's the first film. It's not the middle film.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not the Empire Strikes Back leaning into the Return of the Jedi kind of vibe here. This is the first film, and the ending is just a huge cliffhanger with Edward Norton looking down. It was just so lame in this film. It's hard to connect with a movie where the main character is AI or CGI, where it's both. It's an AI character in the movie, and it's also a CG character as far as filmmaking goes. And that kind of makes it difficult, in my opinion. I felt like the storyline jumped all over the place and nothing. Like, she grew up in the matter of moments, it seems like, in this movie. Like, from when she first awakes to when we get towards the end of the film, it feels like it's only been a day or two. But the way she's acting is like a year's gone by, in my opinion. And that kind of really bothered me as well. There's definitely cool ideas in the film, but altogether as a motion picture, they just did not pull it off very well. They could clean it up in the next one. I highly doubt it, mainly because of like I said, it's really hard for me on a personal level to connect with a CG main character. I know that's probably a weird complaint when I'm normally saying I want non-humanoids and stuff, but she looks so digital that it's just like
it's uncanny valley. Like it's like it doesn't like your brain is like that doesn't look right. It's not anime and it's not anime, that it just looks wrong, like
When especially when they have like other real actors just going through, you can see that it's just like it's not like working the way they were hoping.
Oh, I don't think I put this in our list for the day, but I watched Ghost in the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell. Nick let me borrow his copy. And they had the same like Ghost in the Shell at the end. Spoilers for a movie that's really old. How
40 years at this point.
Yeah, she lands on top of the giant spider robot. There's a bunch of those spider robots in this, and that was the only thing I was like, oh, that's Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah. And you know what I think too? I feel like spider robots were big in the 80s because of that whole Superman thing, and then like it's like 80s loved big mechanical robots. They're big mechanical spiders.
I was gonna say this too, Jerry, because you're on him right now. I usually love Robert Rodriguez, but I do think this might be one of his lowest hanging fruit. The one thing that I did notice when I watched this movie, because I looked him up, he did a movie last year with Ben Affleck that I really want to see. That got I think earlier this year, that I think got really bad reviews. But Robert Rodriguez and Ben Affleck working together is just too cool. I can't believe I never heard of this. I definitely want to see this movie.
That's kind of weird. I did not. Yeah.
Go back, Jerry, though, real quick to Robert Rodriguez. There's another film that he did that I haven't seen. It's crazy because this made me realize, like, whoa, Robert Rodriguez had 2 movies I would totally watch. Scroll down. Red 11.
What's Red 11?
It's a movie about him and how he made El Mariachi by selling his blood and semen or whatever.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And how he had to work at the medical place to make the money to make his movie.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I really want to see this.
Where's this
I feel
playing?
I have no clue. I
him.
just yeah.
I've heard him
Tubi.
talk about this.
Yeah, I've heard him.
Yeah.
I've heard him tell the story. I didn't know he made a movie.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
How long is it? Is it
preview,
short or is it like a
preview.
proper movie?
Hour and a
90
half.
minutes.
Hour and a half, yeah.
Yeah, which is a great time.
Is that the no? I was gonna say, is that the dude from that one movie that is?
Yeah, but that's all I wanted to say was that watching Battle
But yeah.
Alita Battle Angel made me realize there was other Robert Rodriguez movies that I'd skipped over that looked more interesting and better than the one I had just watched.
Yeah.
Because
And
that
I'm
No good.
looking at the Wikipedia right now, and it says in April of 2023, the producer and Robert Rodriguez and the star have confirmed that they're working on the sequel right now.
yeah.
Like, so there's more coming.
James Cameron said that they're shooting it in Texas, which would make sense that he said Texas because that's where Robert Rodriguez is from.
Yeah,
So
Hmm.
he didn't say any. James Cameron's quote didn't even mention Robert Rodriguez, but the fact that he said Texas made me think, oh wow, so that's got to be Robert Rodriguez.
100%. Yeah.
I mean they can attempt to clean it up. The thing about it is, does Edward Norton come back to do it?
The moment's passed. Like, I'd be surprised if anyone comes back at this point. You know what I mean? Like, even that Nick Holt dude, like, who is one of the bad guys, that guy's like a huge star now. And Mahershala Ali, like,
Well,
a lot of
Mahershala Ali
these people
dies, Nick.
Oh, okay, but a lot of these people, they're like, in the last couple of years, I've blown up. Like,
I
got
think
other movies. Yeah, like,
I think the only people you would really need is her and Edward Norton and the dude from Django Unchained,
Christoph Waltz. Yeah,
Christoph Waltz. You need the
Yeah.
3 of them to really make it work.
Yeah.
But I don't see Edward Norton or Christopher Waltz coming back.
I don't know about Ed Norton. I could see, like, Christoph Waltz wouldn't surprise me, but you're right. Like, yeah, it's like, it does, like, again, what year was this? It feels, like I said, it feels like the
19.
moment's passed. Yeah. So, I don't know. If they do the sequel, and it looks like they are, I'll see it, but
I'll wait
Man,
for DVD
would-
or
I would have liked it if it
streaming.
was like Dune, like where Dune comes out and then a year or two later you get the second one. Like, that would have been
yeah,
better.
yeah, not cool. Personal. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not. If you like it, you like it. I didn't. I
Oh,
wasn't.
shit. Sorry, spider. I got a thing with spiders.
I wasn't into it at all. Wasn't for me.
You should see that live action Ghost in the Shell now.
Yeah.
You should we should just like watch these like shit anime adaptations. And again, Ghost in the Shell is not shit, and I don't think Alita Battle Angel is shit. But I do think that they do keep proving the point. Like, anime is hard to adapt. It like just doesn't really work. Like, again, Taika Waititi. If you think you're gonna do Akira, like, I'd love to see it, but it's like, dude, you're fighting uphill. Like, it's like.
Once again, though, practical effects go a long way. Like we're seeing the trailer right now, and it's all digital stuff. It's like I'm just watching a video game at some point, and it's like that. I'm not. I can't.
That's what they should have done. This was like, if the sequel was a game, that would have been a dope sequel. I feel like now you get to play as Alita. It's like, all right, let's do that.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. We could move on, Jerry. It's a D for me.
Okay.
And I felt strong with giving it a D because I really wasn't a big fan. Now this, which also is a lot of digital stuff, and I've seen this movie before, but I rewatched this in anticipation for Mission Impossible. I did like Edge of Tomorrow.
This movie's fucking amazing. Yeah.
There's something about it with him reliving the same day and how he has to go about it.
And how he's kind of like a loser. Like, you know how like Tom Cruise always plays like the coolest guy ever? I like that you're like, oh, Tom Cruise is like the weak link in this story.
At least in
like,
the beginning. In the beginning, he is. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Like he's really like acting. And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, Tom Cruise is great.
Yeah, it's a decent, sci-fi cyberpunk storyline about us.
Mhm.
The one thing I would say about this movie is something I just said about the last movie. The digital effects, not necessarily for them with their outfits and all of that, or their home base, that was all fine. The aliens that they end up fighting didn't look the best.
Yeah.
Didn't look the best. I wasn't a big fan of when you finally see the aliens. How they look is a little corn doggy. Now, with that being said, the idea of how the aliens worked and how the time travel is like their blood or whatever. I can't really remember exactly how it works. It's interesting. That concept, I won't say it's not
but yeah, like
believable necessarily, but it was interesting. That actually, Jerry, go back. Well, now go back like right there. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's like their blood or something. It's weird how they explain it. And that's what gives them the ability to time travel or whatever, or read our minds. It gives them the ability to read our minds, but when you shoot them and touch the blood in a certain amount of time, it gives you the ability to live the same day over and over again.
I think it's quantum entanglement. It like pulls you out of the linear. Yeah, like
it's
Groundhog's Day with guns.
Yeah. But see that right there, not the best looking aliens.
Yeah.
Not
because and what's interesting about them too is that like you never get I mean, I guess they bleed, so they are biology. But it's like for the longest time, I thought they were like robots.
Yeah,
it's like you never even really get a sense of like what are they as beings
and how they came. They don't really say or how it all works. It's very interesting.
It just hits the ground running. Like,
I give it a B overall. I think this is a B movie. It could have been an A with a few little change ups. But overall, Tom Cruise does a fantastic job. It's enjoyable. If you're into sci-fi and you're looking for something to check out and you haven't seen it, definitely worth watching.
What do they call Emily Blunt? What's her name in the movie? Like the sword. Like
there's like a poster on the wall.
Yeah, she's got a cool.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. But yeah, Emily Blunt, she's great.
She's great in it. Yeah, she's cool in it. Yeah. Yeah, and just I don't know. Tom Cruise is interesting.
And the dude, Bill Pullman, the late Bill Pullman, he was great as like the Southern drill sergeant dude. Like he was funny. Like
yeah, Bill Pullman was good in this.
Yeah,
totally, dude. I forgot about that. Really good. Actually, I mean, I watched Aliens recently, and
yeah.
R.I.P. Bill Pullman.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'll have to check this out.
Oh, you haven't seen this? Oh, dude, for sure check this out. This is right up your alley. This is a great movie.
HBO Max, Jerry.
Yeah. Dude, I might even pop this on tonight.
Yeah. Well, Max, my bad, Max.
Addie's
going off.
What was your overall rating?
I'll give it a B. It's a B.
Okay.
It's a B for me. It could have been an A with a few little change ups, but it's an overall B, and I feel good about giving it that. Addie's saying a bunch of stuff about the spider in chat. Saw a spider in the sink today. Washed it down the drain. It was back in the sink a few hours later.
That's crazy. That's worst case scenario.
So I washed it down again and turned on the garbage disposal. True story.
Oh, dude, yeah, he went to town. I have, like some people are like, oh, I have like arachnophobia. I'm like scared of spiders. I might actually have arachnophobia. Like my fear of spiders is like borderline irrational.
Yeah.
Spiders really scare me. It's like a physical thing for me. Like, and it was so close. It was walking along the table and I jumped. Yeah. The spider couldn't even have done anything. Even if it bit me, nothing would have happened.
All right, this is me. I'm gonna go fast again. We can dive into this more when we do a sci-fi tier list or something. I thought that this personally, my first time watch, I think I'd seen bits and pieces of it over the years, but my first time really sitting down and really taking it all in. And I was not that impressed with it because people build this movie up into being this such a big deal. And I do see how a lot of movies have sampled this movie. So I understand the impact that this must have had on a lot of different directors, including some of my favorite movies like Aliens. Like if you go back 4 or 5 photos now, Jerry, you see the chambers, the sleeping chambers, which obviously has to do right there, has to do with aliens even, and a lot of movies that we all obviously love. So I get the cultural impact that this had on filmmakers. I think that the first 20 minutes and the last 30 minutes or whatever it may be, like the whole monkey buildup, and then the end where he he sees himself or whatever that's going on, and then the baby in the sky thing, all of that, it's cool, but to me, it's also just like, what's his name? Golly, what's the director? Kubrick just being Kubrick, in my opinion. And that's just from seeing all of Kubrick's films, where it's just like, he's just being kind of creepy. The actual movie, and I shouldn't say that, the guts of the film, where it's the two gentlemen on the space cruiser going through space, and then how the computer system, which obviously Aliens calls it Mother, they call it HAL 9000.
Yeah.
That storyline is really fantastic, and it is a really cool storyline. It is.
Yeah.
And how it tricks them, and then while they're out of the spaceship, it kills everybody, turns off the sleep chambers, whatever. Very interesting.
It sings that creepy song when it's dying. Like, yeah, like
when he's pulling out the things out of the, yeah.
Like, I don't even think of the humans in this movie. I think of Hal. To
Yeah.
me, Hal is the star.
Yeah, Hal and the whole Hal thing, all of that is very, very interesting. Yeah, this is the end.
Yeah. Where he goes in that room. Yeah, like, it's like, what is that supposed to mean? Like, yeah, it gets like metaphysical. Like,
yeah. I think if I would have saw this film at a younger age, when I hadn't seen everything we've seen now, I would say like this would be in my top 10 and stuff. But because I'm really watching it for the first time with my modern day eye, I mean, it's definitely a B. It's an A. I bump it up even to an A because I understand how this culturally impacted Star Wars or Aliens or all these different movies that I love. So I get all that, but just for me, it's not. I just don't. I don't think this has a lot of rewatchability for me personally. And I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel about it. And I get the whole, like, to me, it's also like, I don't know. It feels like the movie, we could debate this for days, so I don't want to get super into it, but is it just a linear, or not a linear, is it a circle? Like, because I don't know. Did the AI make us?
And then also with the baby at the end, is that the future or is that the past? Like, in him traveling across space, did he essentially revert back to an embryo? And we're saying that that's where humanity came from. Like, it's open ended. Like, it's like it doesn't.
Yeah.
And I think there's all these interpretations that I'm sure that people like film scholars are like, we're butchering what this movie's about. But like, it's so heady that it's like, it's a vibe. You know what I mean? You're trying to make sense of this movie, and you're only going to get lost. Like,
and I think for me too, I've been on a real sci-fi kick as of late. I watched all the Aliens. I watched Blade Runner
2049.
49. So because I had watched all these other sci-fi films, this just felt a little, not necessarily dated, just felt a little dry. So yeah, I give it a personal B, but I know because of the cultural filmmaking, what it did, impact that it had for everybody, it obviously is A or S tier, just for that alone. But for me, I give it a B.
Was this the last Kubrick movie you needed to see, or there's still others? Like, I never saw that one that takes place in like the 1700s or whatever.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one, and I've seen parts of Eyes Wide Shut. I think I even watched it.
I've never.
But
I've seen like 30 or 40 minutes of it. Yeah,
I need to rewatch that with my adult eye and really kind of. And I want to because I'm on a Tom Cruise hype too, so that maybe will be on my list.
I've also, like, just speaking of the Tom Cruise weird movies, I never saw Magnolia. which I hear is good. I hear is weird.
I saw that when I was
never
young
s-
too. I don't really
Yeah,
remember
never
it.
saw that.
Yeah, I saw that younger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
I
one want to check out.
I could talk
Have you
about
seen-
this
have you
movie for
seen this, Drew?
hours though, Jer. If we, if we didn't run on a time crunch.
No.
Jer, you
I've
watch it, Jer,
seen-
and then we'll come back and we'll discuss it on a day when we.
I'll watch it too. Yeah,
Yeah.
I probably haven't seen this movie in 20 years. Like,
Yeah, you guys should both watch it, and then we'll really have
Yeah.
a discussion about it.
And I will say this is one of those movies I saw way too young. This movie used to scare me. And when you think about it, it's not a horror movie. It's scary because it's like philosophically scary. But like I just feel like this is one of those movies that I probably saw when I was like 9 or 10, and this movie was too much for me. It like overwhelmed me. I thought it was creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only seen one of the Claypool shows. He like played the entire like ape part.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about
and then
that.
I've seen like the end.
And they played
scenes
Space Odyssey too.
separately.
They played Space. They were playing Space Odyssey. Yeah, I remember that. Sorry.
Well, the 8 part is Space Odyssey.
But Claypool played the Bowie. Yeah. And then that was the visual.
Oh,
yeah,
I
yeah.
see. You meant the DB. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. My bad.
yeah. I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
And again, like every show, I feel, like
Does the
Simpsons.
bone? Yeah, and then even the
Well,
Barbie
that,
trailer with the
but
Barbie being
the-
thrown up. Yeah.
But I was even gonna say like how everything has a evil robot that runs everything, then goes crazy, blah blah blah. So it's like again, I've
What
seen
are you doing,
other
David?
interpretations.
Well, and I mean,
yeah.
not to get, we should move on, but like he pre-predicted AI so long ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Before
like
we even had the internet, he predicted AI before the internet.
Yeah, and now obviously we're getting closer and closer to this being a reality. I mean, like I said, you guys should watch it. We could do a whole show on this. So yeah.
And also, really quick, Tubes, I'm just thinking about this now. The whole submarine bit in what's it called? Death Protocol. What is this movie called? The newest Mission Impossible. That was a little Halley. How like you?
I mean,
like,
I was waiting. Are we there? Wait, are we at
We
India?
are there.
There's hella more.
Well, so yeah,
I mean, are we doing Mission?
You
are
guys
we doing
watch these
Mission
two together.
Why
Okay,
don't we save those for the end?
save those for the end.
Yeah.
Because we should do. Let's do this. Me and Nick both watched this. Yeah. Nick, do you want me to go right into this and talk all about it?
Yeah, I think let Tubes describe it to Jer. See if you can get Jer to watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm going to say about this. I thought this was one of the best cool animes I've ever seen. Prior to doing a bunch of internet reading on it, I really did.
Poster. Yeah, dude, that conversation we had the other day does change this for me.
Right. So I'll go into all of it. Nick, let me borrow this DVD. It's super badass. It's really cool. It's got a strong female role. Although me and Nick talked about this. It's interesting because she is the lead, but there definitely is a male lead that also kind of goes throughout the show
and moves the story along more.
Kind of, yeah. But you need her because there's a good part where he's gone. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't get into it. It's super gory, which is cool. It's 6 episodes, so you get in and out. Although it does feel like you're at the end, like there could be more, but I now know why there isn't. I do like the style of anime, even though it's old. It has that late 80s, early 90s vibe. It works with what the storyline is.
Yeah. It feels like a really fucked up like Die Hard or something.
Like, yeah. It's just about these cops, the secret group of cops, they're like a secret group of badass cops that are brought into a situation when it's really out of hand.
They have the license to kill. Because it opens up with that one guy be like, this guy could just murder people if he wants. Like,
And then they find out that the government is kind of in on the situation, and the government's actually trying to cover up what's really going on. And the government has their own, they're using these people that have psychic powers, and they've enhanced those psychic powers, and they're sending those psychic power crazies out onto them. And now this badass group of cops have been cut off from the police, and they're
going to go down as patsies. The government is flipped on these and
they're going to make it seem like
cops,
they're the ones that did everything. And these badass cops got to fix it all. And it's a cool storyline, really dope, really enjoyed it. The violence is awesome. There's a little bit of nudity. The whole thing all together works out. It's real cool, great anime.
Yeah.
Now, Nick, should I dive into what I read about?
Yeah, and then now let's get into this weird backstory.
So-
like which
I was so like, wow, this is really cool that I'm like,
Yeah.
Nick, I hit up Nick and I was like, Nick, like, why isn't there a manga or like a season
action
2
figures or
action
t-shirts.
figures? Like,
Yeah.
there's like nothing really on the internet. And then I looked more into it, and I came to find out that, well,
on the special on the extra features of the
on
DVD.
the extra features on the DVD, there is a sentence on their Wikipedia that also says it, but it's downplayed on the Wikipedia, so questionable
Yeah,
Wikipedia here, that it's, I guess, super anti-Semitic. And that the Japanese version, the bad guys were the Jewish people of America, which is weird, because
Yeah.
in the show, America's the bad guys by the end of it.
Yeah,
But I guess...
they're like capitalist. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's just like all the world's problems are America and money.
Yeah, America's doing this. They want to take, because
Yeah.
in the show, Jerry, Japan's number one.
Mhm.
Japan's number
they're
one.
now the leader.
It's like the
superpower.
it's
yeah.
like we never nuked them and they took over. It's kind of how the show almost.
It does feel like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does feel like maybe even Japan and Germany won World War II.
I don't know. I don't know. They don't
I
say.
don't know. Yeah, they
But-
don't get into it.
Yeah, they don't get into it, but like, I guess in the Japanese version, it was super anti-Semitic and there was a lot of comments in it. And when they dubbed it for America, they just like removed
The
that
government.
stuff.
Yeah. They're like, oh, instead of saying like the Jews, they're like America. And
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
well, okay.
Yeah.
Like that's. Yeah.
So now knowing that, I can't
Yeah.
I can't like I can't recommend.
Go check out. this
Yeah,
movie.
yeah. I can't recommend it, nor will I give it the high rating. Like I would have said it's an A, B.
Yeah.
Like I
yeah.
really enjoyed it. But then once I read all the stuff and figured out why there isn't more information on it and all that, it's clearly that Japan's trying to kind of hide this, or it's been brushed underneath this like.
Yeah, I think that studio, they're like, we're not those people anymore. We realize that it's not 88 or whatever year it is.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Yeah, so I like now knowing that it's an F, because that's crazy and I don't want to support that kind of stuff. But at the same time, it is cool in the violence and the all, a 6-episode anime where you get in, you get out with a cool storyline is awesome.
We need more of that.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be watching freaking JoJo to the end of time.
Yeah.
So how to mention JoJo for Jer.
Hell yeah.
Got to fit it in there.
Yep.
But yeah, I like I said, I would have given it an A. I'm gonna give it an F for moral reasons, but I would have given it an A if the writers weren't jacked up like that. I don't know how you feel, Nick.
No, I mean, yeah, I think I really liked this anime, and I know that specifically to both of you, the first thing I said, I was like, man, it's like really mean-spirited. It's like filled with hate.
Yeah.
And then you hit me with that thing, and it's like, oh, like literally, like what I was picking up on
Yeah.
is like the writer was like an angry man who was just like hated everybody. And so to go with what Tube said, and maybe the only other spin I'd put on it is that, like, if anyone who listened to this and was like, oh, that sounds cool, like before all the hate-filled stuff, I want to check it out, I would say it is now the meta reason of, like, it's kind of interesting with this new little bit of information. I would say it's on YouTube. I paid for the DVD, and I gave it to Tubes before I realized it was basically Nazi propaganda.
Yeah.
Not realizing, but I will say all 6 episodes are on YouTube for free. So if anyone thinks that they're like, well, I kind of want to see it because it sounds interesting, minus all that,
Yeah.
you don't have to give anyone any money for their awful opinion.
Yeah. And
Put that out there.
normally I would
Yeah.
tell Nick to shut up right now.
No, but yeah,
But because there's some crazy Nazi mofos,
yeah, exactly. Fuck those people. Like, yeah, like
go find
yeah.
it for free, everyone.
Yeah,
If you want.
exactly.
If you want.
If you want.
If
Yeah,
you
I
want.
I do understand that mentality of they're like, well, I don't want to watch it if it's
Yeah.
made by a dead. It's like I get that. I think that's a perfectly.
But it is good, dude. It is a
It's
cool
good, it's good.
storyline, man. Like,
Yeah, I haven't seen anything like that. Like,
Yeah.
that was an interesting, Because again, when you're watching it, you're like, oh, I get it. This is like a RoboCop ripoff. And then by like episode 2, you're like, oh, it's actually pretty unique. It's its own thing.
it does have
like,
now that you said that, it is, and I did watch all the RoboCops. I had them on the list, but that's besides the point. We'll get into that different night.
Yeah.
It is very
Cyberpunk
RoboCop. It's cyberpunk RoboCop vibes all over the
Yeah.
place, which I like.
Yeah.
Which I
Me
like.
too.
That's the DVD cover. That's
Yeah.
the new DVD. Yeah.
It's also interesting because Tubes and I found some scans of the manga, and
Mm-hmm.
in the manga, she is a full-on robot. Spoiler alert: she's not a robot. It's
Yeah,
the guy.
yeah.
Like she's just a girl
Yeah.
with a suit. Like yeah.
Yeah.
So it is interesting that they drastically changed it from the manga, and so I hate to say it, I almost want to get my hands on the manga and be like, is this all about just hating
But
the Jews too?
It's nowhere to be found. It's nowhere to be found.
exactly,
Which means that it
it's-
probably is, Nick.
they-
I hate to say that.
No, yeah, and I think they scrubbed it. They probably bought all the copies up on eBay, and they're like, just burn them. You know, like, yeah.
And I'm going to throw this out there because I didn't put it on the list, or I don't know, Jerry, maybe it was on there, but I don't remember. I watched, and I mentioned it earlier, I watched Ghost with a Shell. I liked this Angel Cop better, and I know Ghost in the Shell is very critically acclaimed and all that. I thought Angel Cop was more badass than Ghost in the Shell.
I can dig that. I can dig that.
I
yeah.
did. I was more entertained. I liked the storyline of this. Ghost with a Shell felt like it was the middle of a larger project. It feels like the end of it. It's like, oh, well, what go? Because she literally like is like, I'll see you later to the guy, and it's like very like Ghost in the Shell just feels like it's the Empire Strikes Back to a larger storyline. But
that's really interesting. I think that's a good point. You're right. Yeah. Because again, and because I haven't seen Ghost in the Shell in a minute. Does Ghost in the Shell take place over like 2 or 3 days?
yeah, like
yeah,
2 days.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool. I personally would once again though, and it's kind of like what I said about 2001: Space Odyssey, overhyped.
Yeah.
I've heard about
And
Ghost
again-
in the Shell for years.
Yeah, and I'm sure that if like, you know, again, like I probably saw Ghost in the Shell in like 91, 92. At the time, there wasn't anything like that. Now, anime is everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like it's
Totally.
like there's better anime than Ghost in the Shell. And it's just like, yeah, like I get what you're saying. I get
Yeah.
what
It was cool. I just wasn't super impressed.
you're- yeah. I
But
think
yeah,
that's fair.
Angel Cop, you know,
What
watch it at
would
your
you give
own.
Ghost in the Shell? We can do a proper
Oh,
episode later in the Cyberpunk. But yeah, what would you give Ghost
Ghost
in
in
the
the Shell,
compared to Angel Cop?
A C,
Okay.
C plus.
Without the Nazi bullshit, what would you have given Angel Cop? You would have given
A.
it a B.
A,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay, cool. Yeah. All right, cool.
6 episodes, you get in, you get out. It's a cool storyline.
Hell yeah.
But now knowing what I know, not so much.
Yeah.
I just sent you guys a website in the Discord.
Uh-oh.
2 to 1.
Just if you wanted to read it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The manga?
Yeah.
In general,
Really?
or which one, Jerry?
Cyberpunk?
Oh, in Cyberpunk? Yeah, I see it. I see it. Yeah.
Oh,
said
dude, I'm
all
definitely
of
gonna-
it.
I'm definitely gonna check this out.
Well, so I guess it's chapter 0, 1. So the first 3 chapters.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
There's an 8. It says, are you older than 13? I've never clicked on a comic book and it did an age verification. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of nudity.
I'm on page 2 and there's nudity. Like
Yeah.
it opens up with nudity. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we can move on past that anti-Semitic bullshit.
I'm definitely gonna read this anti-Semitic bullshit now that I have it. Wow, that's crazy. It looks like Alita, like the style. It looks like Alita. Interesting. Devilman. Same kind of thing. We don't need to spend too much time on this. Devilman is really cool. You can see that it influenced JoJo. Season 1 of JoJo. Like there's a lot of like these just visually like this the thing. I remember Devilman has been on my list like for years because when Rob Zombie played live back in the day, he used to show clips of Devilman and he would play his songs behind it. And so it was really cool this is like Angel Cop in the sense that there's 3 movies. It's like Devilman, Birth, and then like Devilman, Bird Lady or something, I forget. And so I've now seen the first one. They're each an hour long, so it's 3 hours, only 3 episodes or 3 movies, however you want to look at it. And same thing, it's ultra violent, it's ultra corny, it's very 80s. Like, I definitely recommend it. It's a vibe. Like, it's all about, like, I'm just really into, like, 80s shit right now. And so yeah, I recommend Devilman. It's basically what it is. It's like, you know, the most anime thing ever. Demons are taking over the world, and so these two friends decide that what they're going to do is they're going to let a devil possess them so that they can fight devils, and then it just turns into a regular anime from that. But I really dug it. I really dug this. And then apparently there's one on Netflix which was made like 3 or 4 years ago called Devilman Crybaby, which is I think it's supposed to be like a retelling of this and an expansion, and so I'm going to start that pretty soon.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I'd give it an S, but I'm super biased. Like, you know, this is one of those things that, like, it's just been on my list, like, literally since I started getting into White Zombie and Rob Zombie. Yeah, Devilman Crybaby. I've seen the first episode or 2 of this, and I really liked it, but I watched it, and I immediately was like, you've got to watch the 80s shit before you watch this. Like, go watch it in order, you know?
Interesting.
Yeah. So, yeah, I recommend it. Devilman.
S tier.
Cool.
I'll check this out.
For me, and it's completely different than all the shit we've been watching. It's
I'll put it on my list.
Yeah, different vibe.
Seems cool.
Yeah, it's like a less fucked up Chainsaw Man.
There's no anti-Semitism in it, is there?
No, I would say at times, because it's 80s, it's kind of sexist. Like, there's a little bit of misogyny.
Okay, okay.
So yeah, it's still you know, got
still questionable. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little sexist.
Interesting. All right, S tier.
Yeah. Another, you know, anime classic. Like, this is one of those things that, like, I think people look back and be like, oh yeah, that was a game changer.
Nice.
Same thing. I'll move really quick. This is something I put on in the background. The only thing I really will say about it is that, like, Bebop and Rocksteady were, like, great in this movie. Like, the turtles were, you know, the turtles, and the fight scenes were the fights. Krang was cool. Like, you know, it's this.
I need to rewatch
it. It's. I feel like if you want, it's free somewhere, probably Amazon. I forget where I watched it, but I would say that the only thing that I really took away is like, oh wow, they really nailed Bebop and Rocksteady. Bebop and Rocksteady are cool as shit in this movie. The turtles themselves are whatever. But yeah.
Hulu.
Okay.
Hulu, yeah, that's where I went.
And what's the length on it, Jerry? Hour and a half?
I think it's like hour 25. Oh wow, it's actually longer than I expected.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, if you saw I saw the first one, but years ago. Don't even remember it. I was looking for a background movie. This scene was cool, where they're jumping out of the plane. Like, yeah, that was cool.
I saw the first one in theaters.
Yeah,
and then I didn't see this one.
Yeah. I had no interest in seeing this one. I saw this like 2 or 3 days after we got back from the Beast Wars movie. I was just still on a Hasbro kick. Yeah. And I will say, it is literally beat for beat the same movie as the Beast Wars movie. Like, the same type of villain, the same type of situation, the same type of solution, the same bringing in a new guy and Casey Jones. Oh, that's one thing that
Jared,
really
click on
pissed me off
Raphael.
about this. It really pissed me off how they changed Casey Jones. Casey Jones is like a cop in this rather than... Oh, yeah, it's this dude. It's
Reacher.
The Hunger Games. And
Reacher.
he's the... Yeah. Exactly. He's the dude in Fast X who is the... I don't know, CIA. I don't know what department he worked for, but yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can move on. Stupid movie.
What'd you give
Stupid movie. I mean, it's a D, but I'll give it a C for Bebop and Rocksteady because every scene there that they're in is fun. It's funny and fun, and there's I really like them.
What'd they do with Casey Jones?
He's a cop. And like he likes hockey. So he has like a hockey stick in his trunk, and it's like, it's so stupid. I was like literally like yelling at the TV as I'm like every scene Casey Jones is in, you're just upset. So actually, you know what? It is a D.
Yeah.
Bebop and Rocksteady can't save that. Yeah, it's a D. It's a D. I'm glad they made it. I'm glad we live in a world where they're making Turtles movies, but it's a bad movie. It's stupid. And apparently, there's another one coming. Michael Bay has confirmed that they're coming back to the movie at some point in the future. They're writing it, the third one.
We'll see about that, Nick D.
Yeah.
Because I think that if Seth Rogen's Ninja Turtles takes off, they'll blacklist the other one.
Probably, yeah. No.
That's my
No
assumption.
need to make this movie. Like, I don't think this movie made money. So making a third one, I don't see the point.
Wait, is this
You know what I mean? Like,
is this the first
This
one,
is
Cherry?
the first one.
Wait, go
Yeah,
back
it's
now
like-
yeah.
to the actors.
I don't know if I saw the first one.
I saw the first one. Wasn't Knoxville Raphael in the first one?
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't know.
No, Leonardo.
He was Leonardo.
Yeah. And then he got cut.
So that
Yeah. Crazy.
So I know Donatello.
That's
oh, okay,
why.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why I didn't see the second one. I'll straight say
Yeah.
it, and I know I'm gonna sound corny, but I didn't want to watch the. I heard that, and I was like, "Wait, they cut Knoxville? Like that's crazy!" And I didn't see it.
Yeah, yeah.
I stand with my man Knoxville.
Hell yeah. Yeah, yeah. That's it,
Yeah, you had me, Nick, until you said the whole cop thing, and then you lost me.
dude. It was just like what?
Oh, this is me. I watched this.
yeah.
I mean,
Oh, I thought. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I put this in there.
One of the
I'm sure
greatest
Nick's watched
movies
this.
of all time. Yeah, I mean, I watched this maybe a month ago.
I'll be quick with this because we'll talk about this more when we do our Cyberpunk episode, which is coming up. We're gonna do a big Cyberpunk tier list. Me and Nick are working on it. This is one of the greatest movies ever made. This is S tier from beginning to end. How they wrap it up from beginning to end is just fantastic. The use of Harrison Ford. You know, with other franchises, when you have a big name actor like that, you're gonna put him in at least the halfway point. He really doesn't show up till like the last 1/3 of the film, and the way that they use him and play him, I thought was very like well done. And
Yeah,
just altogether, this movie is a masterpiece. It's so visually appealing. I mean, I just love this movie. It's S tier. It's probably on my top 10, if not my top 5 movies of all time. I loved it. I forgot how much I enjoyed it when I first saw it, and it brought me back, and I just really, really, really enjoyed this film. That's it. Yeah, S tier for
Yeah.
me.
Even just
Yeah.
seeing these shots of the city just make me be like, God damn, I got to start Cyberpunk over.
And
Like
Ryan,
it's just this kind of world.
yeah,
Like, I love this shit, dude. I
and Ryan
love this
Gosling's
shit.
just Ryan
Yeah.
Gosling's so good in this, man.
Yeah,
He's the best.
exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
S tier jacket. The jacket he has.
S
top
tier
notch.
jacket.
Jared,
Oh my god.
the
Both of them.
clothing-
The jacket from the first one. Yeah.
The clothing, the cities, the cinematography, the music, everything. Just this is an S. And you know what? And I don't even really
Yeah.
I don't like what's his name?
Leto.
Jared Leto, 30 Seconds from Mars. But man, he's phenomenal. My you know what? I'll save it for when we do the Cyberpunk tier list. There
Because
is
I still keep thinking about it. The thing
Yeah.
you're about to bring up. I keep thinking about that.
I'll
Yeah.
say
Like,
I'll say it.
yeah.
Everything you could pretty much find an explanation for online. The one scene that they don't really have an explanation for online, and I'll just throw this out there, we can talk about it next time, is when he kills he makes an AI or he makes an AI or
yeah,
cyborg
yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
He instantly kills it, and they don't really explain why. And online, you really can't find much information. The thing that I preached or said to Nick in my reasoning, I think he does it, is because he could tell he's trying to make it. In spoilers for a movie that's been out for a while, he's trying to make an AI that can give birth. Right, that's the whole like premise of the movie. And it seems like when he makes this AI, he instantly can tell that it can't give birth. So
Then
he
it
ju-
failed. Yeah.
He just kills it instantly.
Yeah.
And it's a very
Have you-
weird scene. It's a very
Have you
weird
seen this
scene.
movie, Jer?
Mm-hmm. I saw it
Oh,
too.
you have. Oh, okay.
You saw it with me?
When
Just
it
wondering.
came out, we saw it.
Yeah,
saw it in
we
Oakland,
saw it.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw it in theaters. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
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 So-
Anyone in the chat who hasn't seen
Some-
this, do yourself a favor. Go
It's
see
Addy.
See both. Oh yeah, Addy. I assume Addy.
I think Addie saw it with us, Jer, right? I would
Yeah.
assume. Yeah.
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 I hope he did.
Yeah.
If not, get out of the chat, Addy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a great movie. Fantastic.
Music's so the score is so good. A good score really makes a movie. I'm starting to come around to that.
Yeah.
And I also feel, because like YouTube's, like I have a hard time when there's just heavy CGI, but it's like, I don't know, nothing in this was just like the city, I think was the big CGI stuff. Wasn't distracting in any way.
Yeah.
It's because they put that right there, like the mist and everything, like, or it's at nighttime. It's all
Mhm.
real. It's like you could do
Everything's
CGI
clouded and- Yeah.
and just play it right, And like, I don't know. Fantastic
Yeah.
job.
Like, yeah, even like you're saying, even this, it's very
Yeah.
misty, foggy, this and that, it does help trick
It's
the
all
eye and stuff.
diffused light. Like everything
Yeah.
looks like a Pink Floyd video, and like oh my god, I love this.
So good.
Love this movie.
S tier.
Yeah,
We can move on.
Yeah.
S tier.
And again, we'll rant when we do the Cyberpunk about it.
This was also me. I watched this while I was making dinner one night. Yeah.
I just bought the DVD of this. I think it's in the mail. I can't wait to watch it.
I mean, this is a fantastic film. It's a great comedy. Chris Farley's great. They don't make movies like this anymore.
They really don't. They
I
really
mean,
don't.
let's be honest. It's a lot of like dick and fart jokes, but Chris Farley and the way he like that whole thing, bees, and they come running out of the car. There's just so much like classic shenanigans. That's actually not even the bee scene, but
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Did you eat paint chips as a kid? He's like, why?
The B scene.
Yeah.
There's just so much just dumb humor, but it works. And you can't make movies like this anymore. It wouldn't work the same way it does. And there's just also not people like Chris Farley out there. And
And just their chemistry.
I was
in
about
it
to say,
together.
yeah, the way him and David Spade play off each other is just such a good. It's fantastic. I'd say it's an A. I almost want to give it an S, but I'll say A for the time being. If you haven't seen this, you're missing out.
You have to. This and then Black Sheep, like that.
Black
Those
Sheep,
two
oh
movies
my
that
God.
came out back to back, like those were my favorite movies. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, Addy. I don't know which one.
I think I'd say
Boy or Black Sheep.
I mean, I just watched Tommy Boy, so I'm gonna say Tommy Boy, but Black Sheep's also amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to watch them.
I'll
Back
even.
to
It's
back.
nowhere near as good as those ones, but dude, Beverly Hills Ninjas.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Rock's great in that as the bellboy.
Yeah.
We should do a Chris Farley tier
We
list.
should.
we
We
should.
should do like a little salute to Chris Farley. That'd be great.
Yeah,
And
it doesn't
David
have to be a
Spade. I
full
love David
episode,
Spade.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll rewatch them. Yeah, we should
Um,
do that. I'll put that on my
yeah.
the list. Yeah, that's a great movie.
Great.
That's
movie.
crazy, Nick,
Yeah.
that you bought it too. We're really me and you've been watching a lot of the same stuff.
For
not
sure,
even
for
on
sure.
purpose too, just
No,
coincidental.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think this is on HBO right now, so definitely worth. I streamed it, so it's somewhere.
Max.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Maybe, Addy. I think I might agree with you. The cabin scene in Black Sheep with like
Yeah.
the pudding and everything.
Yeah.
Like,
And the
I don't know,
bat.
that
Yeah.
stuff and the bed, all that. I might. Yeah, I don't know.
The
Black
bees
Sheep
thing
is a
just got me,
good one.
man. The bees.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy want wingy.
Yeah, that dude.
Not here, but like right here.
Dan Aykroyd's just fantastic too, and then he takes the wife.
The hair that he has, like, oh
Yeah,
my god, I
yeah.
love that Aykroyd's. Yeah, like,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one, Tommy Boy. I really like Tommy Boy, but yeah.
roll right into the dude. Oh my god! And you just knowing Chris Farley, you know he really just beamed himself. He was that like actor where he's like, no, I'm really gonna walk in.
He was hammered probably.
Yeah.
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 Luke, I am your father. Universal Soldier. Again, we don't need to spend a lot of time on this. This could easily go into the Cyberpunk one. This movie's dope. Like, this is like one of those 90s movies that, like, even though this is like an action movie, like, you could also kind of loosely tell this movie's aimed at for kids because it's there's violence, there's gunfights and stuff, but there's really not a lot of blood or gore. There's really none. And Van Damme is actually really silly. Jared, do you remember that scene where, you know, he's really hungry and he's in the diner and the girl has to go make a call? And so he just wants to eat, and then he ends up just like beating the shit out of everyone because he's trying to eat. He's like he's running. It's like, it's such a Looney Tunes scene. It's so silly that like I was like genuinely laughing. It's like this is a great movie. They literally don't make movies like this anymore. Like, yeah,
I don't know
cyberpunky and yeah.
What do you give it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd give it an A, but it's not an A movie. I'm giving it an A out of nostalgia because I loved it when I was like 10. I would say this is like a solid C plus B minus movie. Like if you like Van Damme and you like Dolph Lundgren, powerful Dolph Lundgren, I think you'll dig this movie. I really liked this movie. Yeah. So yeah, I'd give it an A, but I know it's not an A.
I've never seen
it's
it.
Like it's like every other Van Damme movie. It's an act. You know, spoiler alert: he kicks people. Like that's what the movie's
You
about.
should see it. I loved this movie as a kid.
I'll check it out. Where did you watch it,
Yeah.
Nick?
Yeah.
I have the DVD. I'll get that to you.
When I drop off those other ones, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll get that too. Because yeah, like
Showtime.
it's cool how like a
You have
lot of
Showtime.
these
I don't
the
have Showtime.
movies from my past, they're releasing on like Steelbook, and the Steelbooks are like $12-15. I saw that and I was like, oh, for sure buying Universal Studio.
Yeah.
Or Universal Soldier, I mean. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. If you have any liking for Van Damme, I say check it out. Or Dolph Lundgren. Dolph Lundgren is a great bad guy. Mimic, same thing. This is a movie from the 90s about giant cockroaches and that live in the sewer of New York. And like it's directed by Guillermo del Toro.
Oh,
and
wow.
So for the first 3/4 of this movie
Wow.
are actually amazing. You will love this movie. But guess who it's produced by? The Weinsteins. And they did their hardest. Harvey Weinstein did his hardest to fuck this movie up and fought Guillermo del Toro the whole way. Like he was trying to change the ending, change the da-da-da-da-da. And like, so the first 3/4 of this movie are amazing. The last like 20 minutes of this movie are an Alien ripoff where it's just Mira Sorvino walking around a dark sewer with aliens coming out, or monsters coming after her. And it's really stupid. Like the ending literally doesn't make sense. And then you find out later that it's like, oh, of course the Weinsteins had to put their grubby little mitts all over it and ruined the movie.
I'm
And
surprised,
Guillermo del Toro,
I'm surprised to
Guillermo del
hear
Toro's
that,
like,
though, because normally, I mean, we all know Weinstein's a piece of shit. I'm not
Yeah.
saying anything. But, like, they made great movies.
Yeah, but apparently, in this time, you know what it was? They probably didn't trust Guillermo,
'Cause
and
he
so
was
they
new.
tried to micromanage him, and yeah, he's famously said he was like the ending was supposed to be a lot darker, a lot weirder, and like they give you the classic Hollywood ending, like everyone wins, big explosion, everyone. That's the ending right there, where that car explodes. It pretty much just stops right after that.
And
Yeah.
what did you watch this on?
Max.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
Max. All 3 of them are on there. Yeah.
And he only directed the first one, though?
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
I haven't seen 2 and 3. And what's really weird too, the last thing I'll say and then we'll move on, is that it opens up with a pandemic. So it was very interesting, which I never understood as a kid. I didn't remember that. Watching it now, just going through the whole COVID thing, it is just like, oh wow, this movie was about a pandemic. And then somehow you end up with giant roach monsters.
That's even creepier. I'm definitely going to check it out.
Yeah. So yeah, Mimic, I recommend it. This movie was cool.
I'm going to watch
except
that.
for the ending.
Yeah.
Do we want to do the videos of the week before we go into
let's do videos of the week.
Final 2?
But real quick, while
That's really
Jerry's
topics.
dialing up the videos of the week, I just want to mention it because it's coming out in last night's episode. I don't know if, Nick, if you actually watched, I did text you, but you guys got to watch Invasion Wars because we've been covering Marvel.
I meant to, but I ended up playing Street Fighter all last night. I will watch them.
And I know you guys didn't watch the last couple of Marvel TV shows, and the last few Marvel TV shows haven't been that fantastic. I will say, though, Sam Jackson's doing something with this. It's awesome to see. This is the first time we're really getting a lot of Sam Jackson, and it's definitely worth checking out. So, there's 2 more episodes, and then we'll maybe, if you two catch up, we'll talk about it.
I for sure will.
But
I for sure will.
I want to mention it now while we're here that I episode 1 and 4 have been really good. 2 and 3 not so much, but that's beside the point. We talk more about that later. Oh, all right. Video of the week.
My clip of the week. The only thing that I want to set this up with, like my favorite part of this video, is I love just how tired the dad sounds. Like you could tell that, like the dad is just like, oh my god, dude, can we just go home?
All right.
2, 3, go. No more of that. That was really cool, but I didn't even. Yeah, go ahead. Do that again. Go ahead. All right, that was cool. All right, and then if you want to do your little, that was awesome. All right, please don't do that again.
Please don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Okay.
Come on.
And it ends with the like, come on, like.
You know what's funny is it ends with the TikTok noise, but we're watching it on Twitter, which is hilarious.
Yeah. I love that. He's like, please don't do that again. But he's like, he's like a dad, so he's like, but that was really cool. Like, like he's trying to be supportive, but he's like, dude, don't, come on, we're in public.
Wait, Jared, you found a 1:40 version of mine?
Apparently.
This is longer than what I sent. All right, play it.
How long?
Mine was only like 30 seconds. We'll play this.
Barbecue foot massage.
Oh, I've seen this. Hell yeah.
Barbecue foot massage. Better come down here, get some of this shit. You like to eat?
America loves to eat. So why not open up somewhere America can sit down, enjoy a meal, and get their feet rubbed? We'll fry anything you want for $5.99. As long as it's friable or edible, we're going to make it deliciable. We will fry parts of chicken you didn't even know was friable. The beak, the feathers, we'll fry candy bars. All that European stuff that you don't really normally eat, we'll bring it down here and fry it for you. Ask McDonald's.
All that European stuff.
Guess what you're going to get? Nothing. If it fit through the dough, I'll put it in the fryer. Hell, this is a dinosaur.
I didn't see any of this. I just saw the song. So the one I sent Jared was just Joe's barbecue and foot massage. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is way gnarlier.
Come on down here and get you a slice. Once they get your social security number, it's over. Motivated. So friends, let's just decide you don't want no barbecue. Well, that's fine too. Why not let one of my foot specialists or myself perform our magic?
The barbecue sauce. Oh my god. Oh my god.
That is the rule down here, Jones. Good ass barbecue and foot massage. So go ahead and give me a call or find us on the worldwide internets at the new website.
Internets.
That's JONES big ass truck rental and storage.com / Jones. Good ass barbecue and foot massage.
Okay.
HTML.
Excuse me, did you call number 52?
Did you hear me call number 52?
I just submitted him saying in the song, and it was on like repeat.
The song.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was the thing. A few came up, and I was like, I don't know which one it is. And then that one came out. I was like, it has to be the original. We're not going to watch the entire thing of this one. It's way too long. We'll just get the general idea. But Karina showed it to me.
Is
like
this that?
She,
I think I know what this is.
she said she used to watch this all the time, like when
I know-
YouTube first came out.
I know exactly what this is. I haven't thought about this in. Oh my god.
Oh, this was like a huge one back in the day.
This was like one of the
Yeah, this
first
is like
memes.
yeah. This is like
Yeah,
an original
I
meme
never
of the
saw
internet.
this.
Yeah,
And then, like, because I've seen this dude do other stuff. Does he still have a YouTube
Shoes.
channel?
yeah.
Um,
I don't know.
Oh yeah. Liam. Yeah.
Yeah, this is like original internet meme stuff right here.
I imagine this was what, like the first couple of years ago, right? Like this is like year 2 or 3.
You never seen this,
something like
Jared?
that. Mm-mm.
Yeah, this was everywhere for a minute. But yeah, this was funny as shit.
I like this part.
These shits rule. These shits suck.
The little.
Well, just that these shoes suck. Seems very
Yeah.
arbitrary.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But yeah, 3 minutes of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when I saw this, it instantly is like, oh my god, this is something that Fred Armistead would do.
Yeah,
He
totally.
looks like
he
him.
even
Yeah.
looks
Yeah.
like him. But
Portlandia.
just the
Seems
way
like a
his
Portlandia
lash
segment.
is.
It does.
Yeah. Hater tops.
Shows. Shit.
All right, well, that's our 3 videos of the week. We got movie flip with dad and mom. We got Jones barbecue and foot massage, and we have the infamous internet shoes. No, Jerry, play the good part of that real quick one more time, because it's just such a hitter.
Jones barbecue and foot massage. Jones barbecue and foot massage. Better come down here, get some of this shit. You like
And then
to
it
eat?
cut right there.
America loves
On
to
the
eat.
one I originally said, it cut right there. And it was like, oh.
Oh my god, that's so fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the shoes one. Like, yeah, that's a classic, Jerry.
Yeah, I've never seen that. I've never seen shoes.
That must be
And,
a,
like,
a re-upload, too,
just
because
kept
that should have
going.
millions of views by now.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, 7 mil.
7
7 mil,
million
yeah.
views.
17 years.
17, dude, we're
Yeah.
old ass men. Jesus Christ.
Well,
17 years
I mean,
ago.
I know what you're saying, Nick, but that's like, this is like, you could tell that it's OG, like, internet
like,
stuff.
Yeah, like I mean, what is this? Is that like a 1080 camera? Like, what even is that? Do you know?
It's
Is
like
it
a handy. It's like a handy cam. Like that was
Yeah,
filmed on
like-
like a handy cam. Same
Yeah.
with the Joe's barbecue and foot massage. That's also got to be pretty old.
Yeah.
Like 14
14.
It
years,
almost looks like
25 million. 25 million. Yeah, yeah. That makes sense. I've seen the shoes one. I'd never seen the Joe's. I didn't even know. Like I said, I just saw the little tidbit. I
Yeah.
didn't even know that there was a full blown commercial of it, which makes sense.
For sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'd seen that commercial before. Yeah.
I honestly think, and I can't vote, I would vote for Nick D tonight only because Nick D's is actually like new internet meme. Me and Jerry's are kind of like, you know,
Yeah.
ours are
Mine
kind
is
of
fresh off the press.
yeah. Yours is filmed on an iPhone or a smartphone. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's got Spider-Verse behind them.
All right, please don't do that again.
Which I don't. Do we talk about Spider-Verse? Because
I
that's
still haven't seen it.
that's why.
It might be on the episode I wasn't.
No,
there,
no.
but yeah.
I kept waiting for you to see it.
Yeah.
Well,
as of right now, and I keep saying this every time we go to the movie, I literally think I'm the only dude in the world who saw Beast Wars, Indiana Jones, and now Mission Impossible, but not Spider-Verse.
See, I think
I'm the only guy.
I would agree with you with the Fast and
Beast
Furious
Wars.
and Beast Wars.
And Fast.
But Mission Impossible, Indiana Jones are pretty big.
Yeah.
For especially our age group. Mission Impossible is coming out since like '93 or something, right? Like the first one.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
We were definitely in middle school. Yeah.
All right, Addie. I hope Addie's still in the chat. Addie saw Mission Impossible last night.
Oh shit, yeah.
You know, I really, really enjoyed Mission Impossible just because we've been following this franchise for forever. And it's kind of part of our childhood and stuff, as well as like he is our 007. And like I know I told a lot of this I've already said to Nick because we talked a lot about it after we saw the movie. I forgot like how much he is our 007. And Mission Impossible really is the American 007. Tom Cruise does a fantastic job. He knocks it out the park as far as stunts and everything like that's considered. There's some corny lines in it, but there's corny lines in almost everything.
Yes.
In almost everything. Not Blade Runner, but almost everything.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
There's some train scene in this, but this is the best train scene we've seen out of all the movies. The one thing that I think really makes this movie special is the score. If this movie would have had like an AC/DC or a Led Zeppelin song kick in, I would probably give this movie a C.
Yeah.
But because it's scored like with an actual score, I keep saying the word score, it makes the intensity of the film, it works. And because of that, like I'm going to give the movie a lot higher of a rating. The one thing that I take away from this movie, and it's the same thing I'm going to say about Fast and Furious. It's the same thing I'm going to say about Enter the Spider-Verse. A lot of the movies that have come out this year in particular have ended on cliffhangers for a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of getting sick of that. I kind of hate it.
Yeah.
This movie right now, I'm going to give it a B, but I will say if they do a couple things in the next one, like the way it all depends on how the next one starts and how it all plays out without going into too much details about this movie because it just came out this weekend, or actually like a day ago. Depending on how the next one goes, this movie might have been pointless because of the way this is just a setup for the next one.
If the next one is a turd, then
Well, it's just like if the next one fuck it, I'm gonna say it. If the next one starts off with him already going, like if the AI, who is the bad guy, spoilers, wanted him to do everything he did in this movie, then it seems almost like this movie was pointless in a way.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So that would bother me.
Yeah.
The only scene, because Jared just was on it and it made me think of it, and I texted this to Addie earlier, and I mentioned it to you and BK after we saw it. All right, there's two things I gotta say. The only scene that kind of really bothered me is there's a man beating the bejeebas out of a woman, Jerry, on a bridge in Venice.
Mm-hmm.
There's a million you've been to Venice, Jerry, right? There's a million buildings around. Everything's pretty tight in Venice, right? There's all these windows looking down upon this fight, and this man's just beating the bejeebas out of a lady on a bridge. It just feels like no one stuck their head out. Like, I don't know, that kind of bothered me. And then, well, Jerry, you didn't see Fast X, but it's crazy because Indiana Jones had a train, which we'll talk about in a minute. Indiana Jones had a train, and in Fast and Furious, they legit go down the same staircase in a car. There's this like famous staircase. I think we've all been there. I forget what the name of it. It's very iconic.
Yeah.
And it comes down, and then it comes down like this.
It's in
and then
Rome,
it turns out like that. Yeah. Also, and
is it on the way to the Trevi Fountain? Is that
I
what
think
it is?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
I think it's on the.
I think it's those. Yeah.
In Fast and Furious, the bomb in the very intro of the movie rolls down the stairs. In this movie, Tom Cruise drives down in a little like Fiat, and then this car's chasing after him. They both do car scenes down the exact same staircase. Exact same staircase.
And then John Wick was in the desert earlier this year, and then now this movie's
In the
like,
intros,
a lot of similar ideas.
John Wick and this both start off with in the desert scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the train. The train is heavy in this movie, super heavy in Indiana Jones. Yeah, there's the desert scenes. Anyways, I really liked Mission Impossible. There's the Fiat. Tom Cruise, he does his own stunts, as you saw. He does the motorcycle stunt.
And the goddamn stunt he does in this movie is amazing. Like
Yeah.
the big stunt, it is like filmed amazing.
And the shots of him running on real buildings is phenomenal.
dude.
Like you could tell the real buildings. It's not
Just
CGI.
the cinematography in this movie is amazing. Like
Yeah.
the shots are cool.
When they pull out and you're like, oh shit, that's like real. It's crazy. It's crazy stuff. So I give it a B. We'll see how the next one is. If the next one, because it's a two-parter, the next one could either bump this up or it could take away from this one. It really all depends because this is only half of a movie, really. But I really enjoyed it. The score, the music, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Nick, please take the mic.
I'd give it. I think I'd give it an A. Especially because I didn't see 5 or 6, so I just went into this movie cold. Like, and I think I don't think you have to see any of the other Mission Impossibles to enjoy this one. I do think that if that is the route you're going to go, I wonder if it almost would be best for you to just wait till the second one comes out so you could just watch both of them. But yeah, Tom Cruise crushed it. Dude, can you go back to the cast? I just want to make sure I get her name right. It's Palm Clem? What is her name? Palm Clementef, TF. She does so much in this movie without saying almost anything. It's Mantis from Guardians. She steals the show, and she literally has like 2 lines. I think BK said it best. She does so much just with like her eyes and her facial expressions. It kind of feels like she's playing the Joker, like specifically Heath Ledger's Joker, where she's just kind of like sneering and laughing. She doesn't ever really say anything. A couple of things, but she was amazing. And then go back one more time. I also really enjoyed. I think the women in this movie really crushed it. Vanessa Kirby as the White Widow, I thought that was a great character. And then Ilsa Faust. Ilsa was so sick in this movie. What's her real name? I want it. Rebecca Ferguson. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Like this movie had a great cast, and I'm not even getting to like the stars of like Ving Rhames and Simon Pegg. Vanessa Kirby's character, I really thought the it was like a better version of the Power Broker from Marvel. You know what I mean? Like I just felt that character was cooler than what Marvel wants to do with that kind of character.
Yeah, I thought it was.
And
I thought she was all right. I thought she was all right.
I don't know. For whatever reason, I really dug her. Maybe she's really pretty. But yeah, like I thought that was like a cool character. And then also, like, I feel like in the beginning of this year, I was getting all into motorcycles. This movie definitely got me back into motorcycles. Like, there are some cool-ass motorcycle scenes in this.
Yeah, the stunts really are what make this movie special.
Yeah.
Like, legit. Addie,
she's great in this movie.
I know Addie was not a fan of or maybe Addie, you could correct me in the chat here, but was not a fan of Paris.
Of Paris?
Yeah, that's the character's name.
Who's Paris?
This character.
This character. Oh,
I can't.
This character's
I'm not
name
gonna.
is Paris.
Yeah,
I never even caught that. Oh.
Mm-hmm. They say it a few times in the movie, but you might have thought they were referring to the city.
Yeah, dude. Like I had no idea. Yeah.
Mantis.
Like we won't even get into it. I thought Paris there was going to be a big twist that does not happen.
Yeah.
And also just unrelated. Throughout the last couple of days, I was like, the Ilsa chick, right?
She's an old boy. That's crazy.
I keep thinking, where do I know her from? That's also the mom. She's Jessica from Dune.
Yeah.
Like throughout the whole movie, I kept thinking like, that's Saint Maud.
Yeah.
I was like, that's the chick from Saint Maud. No,
it's the Dune mom. Yeah. I thought she did a really good job, and I thought that what's her name from Captain America. I thought
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I thought she did a good job, but
Yeah.
Simon Pegg and Vin Rames, you know, just having them still in the films,
Yeah.
you know, it's
They're
great.
great.
It's great to see the three boys get back together again and do it once
Yeah.
again. Especially Vin Rames and Tom Cruise. They've been on this ride together for, God, almost 30 years.
30 years, yeah.
And it's just awesome to see them do it together. I mean, you keep making Mission Impossibles, I'm gonna keep coming and seeing them. So that's what I really got to say about it. You know, at the end of the day, I just enjoy Mission Impossible films. And I'm gonna double down on this, and I think Nick, you would agree. If they, especially in some of these big scenes, Jerry, if they would have hit you with a "Walk this way," you would have been like, "Dude, this movie."
Exactly.
This is just another Fast and Furious film.
And I will say, like, just real quick, the opening scene of Thor: Love and Thunder, I hated it because it starts with whatever famous song that it's just like, Marvel, stop doing that.
Yeah.
Like, it worked when you guys first did it or whatever in some of these movies. It's like, oh, that's real cool. But now, like you're saying, like,
it's
there's
getting hacky.
always some
Yeah.
scene that has, like, you literally, like you were saying, AC/DC or Led Zeppelin, and it's just always like,
I say AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, and I sing Aerosmith. But yeah, I mean, I'll say this about the Thor movies, Jerry. Thor, it makes sense because that's the movie they did it with, so I get it. But then when they do it in Ant-Man or they do it in Doctor Strange and they do it in these other movies, they played it out.
they weren't before.
They played it out.
Yeah.
You know, and then the other thing I'll say is that, like, and look, I know especially our friend group is big Fast fans, mainly because of Fats. Fast is a joke franchise. It's fun, and I do enjoy seeing them. But come on, it's no Mission Impossible.
This franchise takes itself more seriously, and you can like feel it. And again, I'll say this, and I don't mean this to be controversial or whatever. This movie is better than Fast 10.
Oh my God, yes.
This is like, and I loved Fast 10, but like this is a better movie.
Yeah.
Like again, I didn't see the last couple of movies, and I knew exactly what's going on here. Like, and
just seeing Ethan running around, and you're like, yup. Yeah. And as soon as you hear the music and if you take this mission, like you're like, oh yeah,
that music gets you hyped.
He's taking the mission, you know. Like you're like, let's go, bro. Like yeah. So I mean,
and you had that cool like Batman moment in the beginning where he's in the shadows.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And like it's everything. Like it's both serious, but then you also have that great moment where he can't get the car to work right, and he's like, I'm sorry, just sometimes it's silly and serious, but it never gets stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, there's some corny lines in it. I know Addy definitely, we were texting about it earlier today, and he definitely was like, yeah, there was a few moments. Because I was surprised. Addy, you know, went out of his way to go see this last night.
Hell yeah.
So I think that speaks highly of it, too. I mean, dude, we've grown up with these films. We really have. So... You know, and I'm not going to be a Tom Cruise apologist or whatever, but dude, when it comes to Mission Impossible, like, come on.
Yeah, exactly. When it comes
What's
to,
that, Cher?
you know,
I've only seen the first three.
Wow. Ghost
and
Protocol,
I don't remember
bro.
the third one.
I've seen Ghost Protocol. I for sure haven't seen Rogue Nation Fallout. And then what one is Henry Cavill in?
Fallout.
Or is that
Fallout.
That's Fallout.
Yeah, he's in the background right there on the poster.
Right there.
I'm not even sure I've seen 3. I think I've seen 1, 2, 4, and now 7. I think I've seen 1, 2, 4, and 7.
Isn't 3 with Isn't 3 the best one? It's what's his name as the bad guy? Rest in peace.
Never mind. Never mind. Then I haven't seen 4 because I've seen the Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah, isn't that 3 Philip Seymour Hoffman?
Oh, okay. Then I haven't seen 4, 5, 6.
3 might be my favorite one. Yeah. 3.
Yeah. I mean, 3 and 1 were definitely the best for me because 2's whack, but fun whack. Like I like 2. But 2's it feels like a completely different movie. Like yeah.
And I don't want to get into spoilers at all because it just came out and now T Chasey's in the chat. What up, T Chasey?
Hell yeah.
But I will say this because it's not really a spoiler at all. The bad guy being AI, and once again, you don't have. We've talked a lot about AI tonight too, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But you don't have a face to put behind this overall bad guy. It once again that kind of like That's why I think that 3's still my favorite, because Philip Seymour Hoffman is so good as the bad guy, and you have a face and a person to put with him, you know?
Yeah.
So this one, once again, gets you have Gabriel, who is the ongoing bad guy, Jerry,
Who I do like. Yeah, I think Gabriel's cool. Yeah.
but he's working
he's
for
not-
the AI.
Yeah, he's a
Right?
henchman. He's
Yeah.
not the
Yeah. The AI has the ability to it's everywhere. This is explained in literally the first 5 minutes of the movie.
It's dudesy. It's straight up dudesy.
Yeah, it's straight up dudesy where it's everywhere. So it's contacted Gabriel, and now Gabriel's working for it because Gabriel he's one of those types of guys who just wants to watch the world burn.
And he also knows, like, it's like the AI knows the only one that can take me down is Ethan Hunt. And so then the AI knows, is like, well, I know what guy that gets under Ethan Hunt's skin.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
It goes from there. It goes from there.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
And again, like we said, this is all the first 10 minutes. We're not,
Yeah. That literally, if you know anything about Mission Impossibles, they explain it all to you, and then it starts. And
Yeah.
dude, there's some really cool scenes, some really cool special effects. I gave it a B. Nick D, go ahead.
I'll give it an A, but yeah, we'll see if that holds.
Yeah,
You know
part,
what I mean?
Part 2.
It's like, yeah, exactly. So it's like, again, like we both are giving review, like, grades that, like, it's like, we'll see how it ends.
I'd see it again at the drive-in.
Mr. Cruz, we are hyped. Please come on. And
Oh
talk.
yeah, dude, Tom Cruise would be cool to meet, man. I'd be down to
dude.
meet Tom Cruise. As much as I know Jerry, I know Jerry, but I am a Tom Cruise fan.
Same here.
I do feel the Scientology thing has a little bit like, I don't care that much to.
I'm down to join
invest in his movies.
I'm down to join.
'Cause I do. Yeah, I don't know, because I watched the first 3 of these, and I feel after that, I don't know about the timeline wise, but it is when it became more apparent of how weird Scientology was and how weird he is. That it was just kind of like,
Hold on, dude. Let me stand up for my Scientologist brothers. All religions are weird, bro.
Any
They are,
Scientologists in the
but
chat,
they're-
go ahead and hit like and subscribe for us.
you know, please like and subscribe. We do need those.
We're not wealthy
But
enough
yeah.
to join Scientology.
Yeah,
is the
you
issue.
don't want us, so just throw us a like.
Yeah. If we
you
had
don't
the
want us
money,
anyway.
Jared, if we had the money to join, come on.
Now, if we start throwing up Mr. Beast numbers, they might care a little bit more about us.
Let's move on to Indiana Jones and get off of this.
But I do wonder though if they provide any money as to why his, he like you guys were saying, the practical effects and just how well all of his movies are. We know he is their like star baby.
And
that
I'm sure,
I wonder just
secret
if they throw a
investments.
little bit of money.
Oh,
you know?
dude.
I don't doubt it for a second.
One of the
'Cause
titles.
he does not make bad movies.
One of the
Yeah,
titles
like,
on this is Tom
production-wise.
Cruise Productions. It legit said Tom Cruise Productions in the very
Yeah, yeah.
beginning.
Yeah.
So,
I think you're right. I think you're 100% right.
yeah, Tom Cruise. Let's go.
I mean, again, I know BK's a big fan of Mission Impossible, and he always talks them up. So it's like I do want to go back and rewatch them all. And so if they
Yeah.
are making one more, like you guys are saying, I might just wait the year or two and then just
Yeah.
get the whole
And
story.
actually, BK told me the other day, because I was under the impression that they were ending after the next one. Apparently, he's going to ride this boat into the rocks.
Me and
Like,
BK
he's
both
like,
said
"Fuck
that.
it, man."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, and
So it's
I'm
not
down.
ending.
So
it's a catch up.
we don't know. What because I read the same thing, or maybe me and BK texted it. Originally, it was supposed to be the end, but now since he shot it, he's now come out and said that he wants to like make these movies until he dies, or some kind of state. Like I want to be Clint Eastwood kind of vibe. So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, brother.
I don't
Fucking
know.
Do it.
We'll see what he does.
Yeah.
We'll see what he does.
Again, they do well. So why not? Wow, almost 3 hours.
Yeah, it's good though, Jerry. And in the pacing, because the music and just the way
never
it goes.
feels like-
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like 3 hours.
Dude, the whole movie, there's music. Dun, 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 dun. You're going with it, dude. You're grooving with it, man.
Mhm.
I will say this too. Seeing it with Nick D and BK, because I know Addie saw it with Jamie. I think seeing it with people who are also really invested in the Mission Impossible, especially Beaks,
Yeah. You can feel his energy.
you get the height. You're like, yeah, dude, I and
Yeah.
BK, man, he's hooting and hollering like.
Yeah. That is one thing that I do love about BK in the movie theater is that he's an audience remember. He's like, woo! Like,
Yeah,
I'm always very quiet in the theater. I love how BK lets the room know he's down.
Like, all right, on Indiana
Yeah.
Jones, we can move over, right? On Indiana Jones, the minute the Lucas sign came up in the movie,
yeah.
BK literally did exactly what Nick D just did. He
Yeah, yeah.
legit, he went, whoop,
Fist pump. Yeah.
in the theater. It said Lucasfilms, and BK's like, woo, you know? Like it was Star
genuine
Wars.
hype. Yeah, genuine hype. Yeah.
All right,
That's fantastic.
I just saw this movie again for the second time last night. Now, I'm a sucker for Indiana Jones. My mom showed me, the original when I was a very youngster. I might have seen this before I even saw Star Wars. It's one of the original movie is one of my mom's favorites. I love Indiana Jones. You know, we ride the ride every time we go to Disneyland a couple times. Like we're an Indiana Jones family.
Yeah.
The fourth one obviously didn't sit well with, people in general. This movie, I think, kind of is a makeup call for that. And legit in the movie, I'm going to do spoilers because I don't even give a shit. Screw all you guys. If you haven't seen Indiana Jones yet, it's been out for a couple weeks. Jer, you're an idiot.
I read about it. I don't. So the thing.
I didn't mean
real
that,
quick,
Jer. I didn't mean that. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, go
but
ahead.
it is a thing because it is a thing of, like you said, like the fourth one rubbed me the wrong way. And then so this one, reading about time travel, whatever, that it was like, oh my God, whatever, this isn't what Indiana Jones is about. But it's like you and her were talking about before the show. Absolutely not the case. They're pulling people's hearts out. There's the cup and the covenant. Like, so it is a thing of like, he does do these supernatural things. But for whatever reason, Aliens was too far for me.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's not what Indiana Jones is about. And it's like, dude, that is what he does. Because it is Lucas remaking the old adventure films he liked. This is just a made in the 80s coked up version, basically. And it's a fun ride, is what it's supposed to be. And so, having read about it and thought about it, it's like, okay, I should watch this.
You should see it in
movie
theaters.
with a neutral attitude.
You should see it in theaters, bro. And here's my thing. Let me. I'm gonna mention a lot of stuff you just said, Jerry. The tone of this movie is more similar to the originals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which I think the last one was not. The
Even
visuals,
like this vibe, just the vibe of the room.
exactly,
yeah.
dude. And that's where they kind of didn't. They didn't. The last one, just the colors of the movie, the colors, the way it was shot. Nothing against. I don't want to like point out somebody, but the cinematography on the last one just wasn't it. This one, the cinematography is fantastic. It looks like it was shot when the other ones were.
Like with how dark it is.
Yeah, it matches up to what you think it should look like. And that's what they didn't really do with the last one. This one, they definitely did it. Now, to mention, okay, you also mentioned the whole, well, they always have done crazy stuff. It's always in the final act. If you look at the original, it doesn't get wild and crazy until he opens the Ark of the Nazis open the Ark of the Covenant in the final act. The second one, he sees them doing a blood ritual in the middle of the movie, and then at the end they almost do it to the girl. The second one is a little all over the place, but whatever. I won't touch on the second one. The third one, he doesn't get to the Grail and see the ancient knight or whatever, Jerry, to the final act.
The last 15 minutes, 20 minutes, yeah.
I mean, not to back up the alien thing, but like even in actually no, that's not true. In the alien, see, this is where they messed up in the alien one. The alien thing, they used it a couple times to get the ants and the monkeys. There's a couple scenes where they did it a little too prematurely, in my opinion. And this one, the time travel stuff, which also, from what I've read, is based off a real artifact.
Yeah, Archimedes' dial. That is like
it's a real thing, right?
Yeah.
Whether
I don't know about
whether it
time
works,
travel, but
whether it works or not.
The
concept was there. That's not till the final act, Jerry, and it's not like there's not that much. Like when you say time travel, it's literally like this much of the movie, and it's in the final moments. Just like how
and it's for what, maybe 5-10 minutes. It's like it's such a short.
It's
scene
super quick.
Of
yeah,
what actually happens.
Mm-hmm. It's super quick.
My iPad's about to die, so I have to plug for the record.
Okay. Yeah. We've been going for a minute tonight. We had so much to talk about. The movie works, and this is totally the final one. This is like when I say the final one, it's the final one with Harrison Ford playing Indiana Jones, and I think they did it justice. And at the last end, you see the hat and it's hanging up, whatever. It just, I don't know. It brings almost like a tear to my eye. It's knowing like this is it. This is the bookend on the Indiana Jones story, because it is a little like the one thing I know Kevin Smith kind of shot on this movie. He was like, it wasn't fun. Indiana Jones is depressed because spoilers, Mud has died, and there's this whole weird tone with like the whole like the loss of his son, yada yada yada. But and I get that, but this is also the bookend on the end of his adventures, and it feels that way. And I don't know. I seeing it again last night, I really like it. It feels like an Indiana Jones flick, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, yeah, could they have done a couple things differently? Could there have been a little bit more of him figuring out stuff? Like, there's only one scene where he has to figure out a puzzle.
Like riddle or something.
Yeah, like there's only like one major scene where that guy's in it, which is crazy. He's from the original movie.
Dude, I love that guy. Every year I think about going as him for Halloween. Every year I think about I should get a fez suit and that cool thing you wrap around your.
Yeah, yeah, Nick, you should this year, Nick.
Dude. Yeah, I should.
I'll go as Indiana Jones and you go as him. We'll do it. Even if it was just the two of us hanging out. It's fantastic. I really, really enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna say it's an A, just for personal nostalgia and stuff. I get if people aren't into it because they're not as big of fans of the Indiana Jones series as I am. But for me, on a personal level, I thought this was great. I loved every moment of it. He was the bad guy in it is fantastic.
Yeah, Mads Mikkelsen crushes.
He crushes it. Yeah. And there's Jerry. You talked about this with the X movie where they show a couple things that you're supposed to almost like pick up on. They do that a couple times in here.
Yeah.
Seeing it the second time, you notice it even more. You're like, oh, they were hinting at it.
I will say the way his story ends is dumb. Like that's not how you do that to Indiana Jones bad guys. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The way his character story, it's just kind of like, what?
It is one of those things too where it's interesting where like Indy doesn't defeat the bad guys. Like the bad guys do themselves. Like that is like interesting about this movie because like normally I don't know, I didn't see Crystal Skull, but it's usually Indy who solves the problem.
No. In the first one and in the third one, it's kind of similar to this.
Oh, right. The first one, the Nazis undo.
They burn themselves, and in the third one, he drinks out of the wrong goblet.
Yeah, I guess it's fitting.
And in this one, he brought himself to the wrong time period, and he paid the price.
And then he also hired the guy from Logan to start shooting out the plane, and it's like now they're gonna start shooting at you.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Someone on the plane would be like, hey, "Don't do that."
There's a lot of this. In my opinion, they hit a lot of the same notes that the originals did. Oh, if you go back, Jared, that was Antonio Banderas.
Short round character, yeah, like they do hit a lot.
The short round character, yeah. And she kind of plays like not a love interest, but it plays like a young Miriam in the sense of like he's kind of chasing her around and she's headstrong. How Miriam kind of was headstrong in the original one.
It's like they replaced Mud with her. It's almost a little kind of father figure-y.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's the godfather. Yeah.
The reviews and stuff I've read about it, weirdly misogynistic, and they do not like her. Every single thing I've read that has like been like, oh, this movie sucks, has entirely focused on her. They like ignore everything else, and that they're just like, she's always like, I'm so smart, I'm so beautiful, and like, you're such a piece of shit, Indy, and like, I can do this better than you, and like, fuck you, and blah, blah, blah.
That is it, yeah.
But that is the like the main thing that all these things have mentioned, is that they're just like, I don't like this woman being Indiana Jones, basically. And it's like, Jesus, guys, like, calm down. Like, oh my God.
What Kevin was saying, where it's not fun. And it's like, you're right. Like, Indy's always kind of sad, and then she's always talking shit to him. So, yeah, I can see maybe that does kind of bother people.
Well, she's upset for the loss of her father and the fact that Indy didn't step up and save her.
Yeah, the dad went.
When the dad, yeah. And then Indy, but she doesn't, because he doesn't break her off with the news about Mud until, like, they're on the boat or whatever.
until
So-
time travel in play.
No, not that. Not it's almost in play. It's almost in
I
play.
mean, they have the disc though, right?
No,
Didn't they-
it's right
so
before
they're
it's
bringing
right
it-
it's right before the disc, Nick. It's right before the disc. Like literally leading up to the disc, he tells her on the boat. You're close though. It's right before the disc. So, but you're like halfway through the movie, and he's just now filling her in, and she's kind of being kind of a bitch to him. Before that, when they're back in like before
So
that,
you-
before
I
that,
still need- yeah.
when they're in
Morocco?
Morocco, yeah, Morocco.
Istanbul?
Maybe it's something like maybe it's Istanbul, yeah. So I don't know. I like she doesn't bother me. I thought I get it because she's supposed to be like the Miriam, you know. She's like a very like
She was supposed to be strong-willed and
Yeah.
annoying, and like I thought that was the character. Yeah, I don't know.
if you go back,
So,
Jerry, a couple photos, the character I think that bothered me is this lady because her
So
role
I was gonna say
is
the
so
second thing
minimalistic.
People dislike. Yeah, some
You
people
don't really
did not like
need it.
her.
Like,
It just
idea the idea that the government is the idea that the CIA is working with Nazis, you don't really need that. Like it's I get why they did it, but it was necessary. You could have shaved off 10 minutes.
It just felt like she had an look. The movie's long enough. I'm not saying to add more in,
Yeah.
but it does feel like there's a scene missing that explains more of like what she's even up to.
Yeah, like why are the CIA involved?
And
Like,
we never really find out why or what she was doing. So it's just kind of her role's stupid. Yeah, it's just she's got a dumb role, and that's not the actress's fault. That's the way it was written. And
Yeah, she's like, I
Yeah.
thought it was a cool character, but he is done with the movie, spoiler alert, before you even leave America. So there's not really like you don't spend any time with him. Like so
yeah, like she's done with before she even started.
yeah, exactly.
So altogether, though, I thought it was a great film. Not. Let me take that back. I don't think it's a great film. I think it's a great Indiana Jones film, and a good way to send off Harrison Ford with this character. That's what I'll say about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say this too. You know, we'll have to talk about Flash next week, even though we're way late on talking about that. Or maybe did we talk about? I can't recall. Maybe we already talked about Flash.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember, but the digital effects are so much better than like what we saw in some other films lately. Like the de-aging of Harrison Ford looks good.
Yeah.
So I give it an A. I'm not gonna put it on an S tier, but I'm gonna give it an A, and I'll leave it at that. Nick D, go ahead.
I'll give it an A. For me, who didn't see Crystal Skulls, all Indiana Jones movies are A. For me, in my world, they were consistent. Even though some people are like, 2's not that good, Temple of Doom is that good. Yeah, that's fine. I still like it. Like, you know what I mean? It's not as good as the other ones, but they're all, to me, all 4 indie movies are A, and I'm looking forward to watching Skulls. I hope it maintains the streak. I don't think it will, though.
No.
So what I would say with what Tubes just brought up, the CGI in 4 is bad. It's really bad. Like when they are doing the ants and the monkeys, and like when they do the explosion, and then you see the alien, like that stuff looks.
Well, I was gonna say, do they ever actually show the alien? There is
Yeah,
an
and
alien. It's not like a UFO.
it's-
Okay.
No, it looks real bad.
No, it's both. It's alien and a UFO.
Oh, okay. 'Cause again, I'll
It's
even
it's
tell you this.
crazy.
I don't know what the movie's about. I couldn't even tell you what Crystal Skulls is about. Except the only thing I know about it is that he survives a nuclear bomb in a fridge.
Well, that's the other thing though. Like people get so hung up on that. We don't know if it was a nuclear. I maybe I gotta rewatch it. Maybe I gotta
That's the
rewatch
It's
it.
definitely a nuke. It's definitely a nuke.
But we don't know
and
intensity.
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll find out in
Either way, it's-
Oppenheimer how many they test before. Like, how great would it be in Oppenheimer if they show a fridge and the doors open and they hint at?
That would be
like-
cool. That would be cool. I'd appreciate that.
I highly doubt it, but
But yeah, that, and also I didn't like Kate Blanchett as the Nazi. it just didn't work for me in Crystal Skull. It was a thing where it's like, I get why you're doing it, but like he doesn't always have to like fight Nazis. And I don't know, like Tube said, it was too bright of a movie. It just didn't look right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the problem with it.
So-
It's too bright.
Yeah. Who
So
directed
like, yeah,
it?
watch it. I don't know. Let's find out. But yeah, it doesn't look right as a movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's fighting Nazis for a crystal skull
I mean,
to do stuff.
are they Nazis in that one? I thought they were the Russians.
Yeah. No, she's 100% wearing
So then he fights Nazis.
like a Nazi uniform.
He fights Nazis in more than
All of them except for 2.
all of them except for 2 out of 5.
Yeah, 1, 3, 4, and 5 all involve Nazis.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is she a Nazi? She might. Oh yeah, who directed it? Spielberg.
Holy shit! Spielberg directed it. Is this his first flop?
No.
Is that the only movie he's ever done? Well, I mean, was this a flop? Did this movie make money? People didn't like it, but it made money. Can we see what the box office?
It did not make money. I think it cost like $300 million to make, if I remember correctly.
It's really big. That's part of the issue.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, maybe okay. Seems like they did fine. So yeah, I was absolutely wrong.
Okay.
was
Okay. So yeah,
absolutely wrong.
critically a flop, but it made money. Okay. Makes sense. I mean, you're gonna sell tickets just on the. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it in theaters.
I bet you, I hate to say it, I bet you this makes more than the new one. I just don't think that, I don't think,
Very. Yeah. Let's see what the box.
I don't
office-
think people give a crap about Indiana Jones. Like the next gen, it doesn't weigh heavy. They didn't grow up with it the way we did.
None of I don't. If I had to wager, I don't even think any of my students know who. Like honestly, like I don't think they even know who that. It's the same thing. How like I have a buddy who has a daughter who was talking about. Yeah, he doesn't know who Tweety Bird is. It's like kids don't watch the same shit.
It's right there, Jared. 260.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it has not made back. This
Yeah.
is, I guess, this is one I was thinking that cost $300 million to make.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't made back
Yeah.
the budget yet. So yeah, this is gonna be considered a flop, and I'm not surprised. Like I just don't think that people give a crap right now about Indiana Jones. It's an old ass actor playing a role from the old time. It's everything about it's old timey from top to bottom. So
Exactly.
I just don't think people give a crap about Indiana Jones.
Oh no,
I
you're right,
agree.
Tubes. She's Russian.
right.
I was wrong.
Yeah, they're Russian.
That'll be a plot.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So they're not Nazis. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
When you
they're
said
not.
that they were
Okay.
Nazis, I was like, what? I think it's about the Cold War.
Spot on.
Well, it can't be the Cold War because that'd be the '80s.
It says during
Oh wait,
the Cold
well
War.
no, never mind. No, you're exactly right. I'm tripping. Cold War was in the '60s. Russia space. Yeah. Though it ended in the '80s with Reagan.
And they're doing the space run in this one.
Yeah, and then
And ours, they've already done it, which
Yeah,
it hints at it. Vietnam is going on in ours, in the new one. Because that's what Shia LaBeouf died in, was Vietnam.
Yeah.
And
And
like
so,
that's
yeah,
that's not even a big spoiler, just to point out anyone that I think Addie and maybe Ty already left, but that's not really a spoiler because that's like a one-line throwaway.
And I, you know, like I said to you and BK that night, I didn't know Shia LaBeouf was his son, so I just assumed. To me, I was just like, oh man, Indy had a son off screen and he died in Nam. I didn't, and it still worked. You know what I mean? It didn't. To me, it didn't seem like, oh, there's a whole movie I did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I thought it was actually done kind of well, where they were just like, yeah, I had a kid who went to.
I think even if they remade the original with today's modern effects, the original hit the same way it hit back in the day. People just don't
Because
care.
Yeah, and archaeology has changed. The idea of what Indiana is, that's not even like a thing.
No.
Like, yeah, like kids would see this and they'd be like, oh, he's like Nathan Drake. And it's like, no, Nathan Drake is like in, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, what are you talking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Oh, Addie's still here. Oh, my bad, Addie. Well, I spoiled it for you, Addie. Shia LaBeouf died off screen in Nam.
But again, that's also a thing where
It doesn't matter. Like,
everybody knew Shia, like that it just wasn't working, that he wasn't going to be back, that they
Nah.
were, I'm pretty sure they wanted him to take over and it just didn't work. And so once it was like, oh, Indiana Jones 5 and it wasn't him, I think it was like, okay, they're either going to write him out or like this. It's like, oh, yeah, he died. Like there's
Yeah.
no chance of him coming back.
I don't think we'll see another Indiana Jones film until we're really old.
Yeah,
I-
and then
yeah.
it'll reboot, and it'll reboot in like the 90s. So
May-
it'll be
yeah.
like, and so that way, by the time he's an old man, it's 2040. You know? Yeah.
And it's definitely probably not going to happen in our parents' lifetime. Like our parents will have passed on by the time they do another Indiana Jones. That'd be my assumption.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
they're
I feel
gonna.
they'll wait, especially if this one isn't doing great
Yeah.
right now. They're probably gonna wait, especially if they spent $300 million to make this.
Yeah.
Go, so, two things, Jared. One, go to Shia LaBeouf's IMDb, and then can we also see the Rotten Tomatoes for this? Are people liking this movie?
I don't
Like,
think
the
so.
Critics, but like our audience is liking it?
Oh, that's a good question, Nick D.
Because yeah, like I know critics seem to be a little down, but like, what is the Rotten Tomato for Shia LaBeouf? After I just want to see is Shia LaBeouf working?
Yeah, he still does movies. Just stuff we
Okay.
don't
Yeah.
see.
Okay. Oh yeah, upcoming. There we go.
No, he's done movies like almost every other year.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to see this one, Tax Collector,
I
Yeah.
wanted to see it too, yeah.
but I didn't because I also heard like, oh, he really got his chest tattooed. And it's
Yeah. No. Yeah. I think he got all tatted up. I've heard of this.
Yeah.
I don't know what this-
I don't think I watched this. Yeah, the last Shia movie I watched was the one about himself,
Honey Boy.
Honey Boy. Yeah.
I think the last one I saw was one of the Transformer movies. Oh no, Fury. I loved Fury. Was great.
Oh yeah, he's in Fury. That's right. That's right.
He really pulled out a tooth.
Mm-hmm. And stop showering.
Yeah.
I mean, we grew up with him. I don't know. He's a great I like Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Totally.
So I don't know. It's hard for me to, but not. I didn't like him in the thing is that he didn't do a good job in Indiana Jones. It just didn't work.
Yeah.
So whatever.
I'm gonna say it's higher than the audience. I'm gonna say higher than I bet the audience. Okay.
Audience gave it an 88
Yeah.
Which makes sense because I do think it's people our age watching it,
or older.
and so yeah, exactly. Like it's the people who grew up with it, like you're saying. So an older generation, and that they're like, no, I'm here for the ride. It's been when did that last one come out? Like 2018.
And once again, it's got a score. There's two songs in it that are period piece songs. There's a Beatles track and something else that's in it. But the way that they incorporate them, it makes sense. Like it's playing in the actual
it's
scene.
The radio. Yeah.
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 So it makes sense. It kind of sets the time. Like you're like, oh shit, this song came out, and now Indiana Jones is hearing a Beatles song.
Yeah.
And he's not juiced. He's not juiced off the Beatles. So, my mom enjoyed it. The most I could say about it is I took my mom to the movies. She rarely goes to the movies, and she enjoyed the film. So, I mean, and she's an Indiana Jones fan. She's the one that showed me Indiana Jones. So,
was there anything in the trailers that your mom was like, "Oh, I'd like to see that now"?
yeah.
After that she hadn't been in the theater, she liked it. You think she's going back anytime soon?
No, she will probably watch My Big Fat Greek Wedding Part 3, but she said she'll probably wait for that to come out on streamers.
Okay, but no Barbie or Oppenheimer or...
They played Oppenheimer, they didn't play Barbie. That will be a movie she'll watch if it gets Oscar nominations, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be honest. I mean, I'll see Oppenheimer. I know there's a hype around it.
I've got a ticket for Oppenheimer, but I need to get a ticket for Barbie.
Really? What did you get a ticket for Oppenheimer?
The day it opens up at 10 o'clock. It's Thursday, so it's like I'll just come home from work, and then I was going to go to the IMAX, at 10 o'clock. And it's probably, like a 4-hour movie? Jared, can you Google how long is Oppenheimer?
You're crazy, Nick.
Wait,
I was gonna say I'll roll with you, but no, I'm not doing that. I don't care. I'll see it.
It's 3 hours.
I'll see it the second time you see it.
Because I think it's gonna be. I do think it's gonna be that and Barbie. It's gonna be so spoiled on Twitter the next day that I want to see them both that Thursday, that Friday.
But the thing about Oppenheimer is it's based off a true story. Like how? What are you spoiling?
Yeah, but I just don't want the memes.
No,
Like,
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
I
want to
just
see stuff before I see. So that's why I'm going that night. I'm gonna bang it out, and then
Yeah.
after work on Friday, I'm gonna.
I want to see Oppenheimer in 70 millimeter
That'd be sick. Yeah.
because it's a big deal that they shot it in that. So I want to see it the way that it's meant to be seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll see Oppenheimer. I'm not that. I'm kind of whatever about Oppenheimer.
I'm low-key obsessed with the bomb in general. So like I was always gonna be obsessed.
Yeah,
I like these people of like Oppenheimer and oh my god, what's that one guy that who was all like into black magic that hung out with these guys?
Aleister Crowley.
No, well he hung out with Crowley. It's he was a physicist. There's that Claypool song about him, whatever. Doesn't matter. But like just this era of scientists, I'm really fascinated. I'm actually reading 2 books about this era of physics right now already, just coincidentally. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really care.
I didn't see his last 2 movies.
I didn't see Dunkirk.
Dunkirk was all right.
I didn't see Quay. Oh, that's a short. Yeah.
Tenet was whatever.
What was before Quay?
I'm not sold. Interstellar. Interstellar was all right. I'm not sold on Christopher Nolan the way a lot of people are.
I think that's what I'm realizing too. It's like Dark Knight was cool, Inception was cool. Like his earlier stuff was better, but it's like I don't know. I'm not. Again, it's like I'm sure I might see Oppenheimer. Like I say I'll see a lot of these movies and never do.
I'm not. I like if Nick goes because Nick's going opening night. If Nick goes again or BK goes and they're like, "Yo, I'm going," I'll go with. Yeah. I'm not gonna. I wouldn't go out of my way. I'll say that. Like if Nick doesn't want to go again, Nick's like, "Nah, I saw it once too. So I'm good." And BK sees it on his own or whatever. I
mean, I'll go again. I'm not sure. I'm literally seeing right now. Is mine in 70 millimeter? I think mine's IMAX.
Nah, it's probably not. I think 70 millimeter is only in Dublin, dude. Which you should, yeah, because it's the IMAX Dublin one. Barbie's a different story for me.
That's right by my work.
I know. That's what I was saying. Yeah, Barbie's a different story for me. Like Barbie, because it's Ryan Gosling. I'm like, oh, I gotta see Barbie. Rygos. That's all I gotta say. Rygos. I don't know. Like this storyline, to me, it's just like, do we need to make a movie about kind of what ruined the planet in a weird way? I don't know. I'm weird.
Well, I do think it is the drama of a guy creates the worst weapon humanity has ever created, and then he's like ashamed of it. Like he realizes and that's like very human. Just that, like yeah, like it's like imagine being Oppenheimer. You're such a genius. Give the world curse. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get I get the appeal to make a movie about it, Nick, for sure. Yeah. But I just it doesn't really. None of the trailers they don't grab me. Like I'm not like grabbed by any of it.
Go forward one, Jer. The best meme I've seen so far. No, keep going. Yeah. So the best meme I've seen the one with the hat. Go back to the hat. Is that someone was like, every time I see this looks like a dark, fucked up Inspector Gadget movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's what I want. Give me the Nolan
Inspector Gadget.
Inspector Gadget.
Was that Colin Hanks? No.
It was Matthew Broderick.
It was Matthew Broderick playing Inspector Gadget. Yeah. Colin Hanks and Matthew Broderick, I make mistakes on. Yeah.
I can get that.
Yeah.
So I feel this movie is going to be a lot of talk. I feel it's going to be a lot slower than the trailers are leading on. Yeah. It's just going to be a lot of table sitting and just kind of like, should I have done this? And it's like, and big sit through 3 hours.
And big words being thrown out. Big words that I don't understand because I'm Tubi. being
I
thrown
bet it's
at
gonna
me.
be science-based, and I'm not gonna get any of that.
Yeah. It's gonna be above my brain capability. I'm gonna have to like Google chat or chat GPT everything when I'm done seeing it.
It does seem
Explain
like,
this to me.
own movie. Like, like I need to look up all this shit.
I don't know. I'm not trying to hate at all. I do think it's gonna be good. I'm sure this is picture of the year or best picture. It seems like that's the way everyone's building it up to be. I think that the bar is really high on this though. So like if it doesn't crush, it's gonna be considered. I'd imagine it's considered a flop, but we'll see. We will see.
Can we see, Jared? Do we know what he spent on this movie before it's even out? Like, what does he have to hit?
It should say in there, Jared. Scroll down far enough.
Yeah.
We go up a little bit.
180.
80 million.
And there's no
So what,
CGI.
closer to like 200 mil. Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
CGI in this. That's the thing that got me to where I was like, all right, I kind of want to see it. There's no CGI. That's interesting. That's interesting. So I kind of want to see that.
Yeah, I know you used like models and stuff. And
Yeah.
fiberglass.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And it's got a bunch of actors I love. RDJ, Matt Damon. You know, there's a bunch of people in this. So you know, I definitely like I have to see it, but
You're not like dying to.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna.
no, for me it was
Camp out
for
all
me this
night.
year was Indiana Jones. You know, for me, for childhood's sake, was like, oh, Indiana Jones, and then
Mm-hmm.
Barbie, just because it's so interesting and like who would have thought, you know, like the Barbie movie, like, but that also could go either direction. I feel like.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like Barbie could be weak. Like I could see it just being like not like like the Cats movie that came out. Like it comes out and you're like stupid.
I was
Yeah.
thinking more like Speed Racer.
Could be like Speed Racer. Yeah,
I think it's going to be in the Speed Racer boat. As far as like, because Speed Racer's creepy,
yeah.
and it's supposed to be for kids, but it's not.
I got that coming pretty soon.
What's up?
I think I ordered Speed Racer 2. I put it in my cart. I don't know if I actually have bought it, but yeah, I think I got the Speed Racer.
People hate that movie. I love that movie.
I love it too.
I love that movie, man. I
wanna
know,
watch it.
Jared's just like, I own that thing. Yeah, I bought that the day it came out.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it definitely. Again, as you guys were saying earlier, it's really hard to translate anime to live action, and so I understand why they made the choices they did. In that sense, they nailed what the show was of like the super close up of his head and then just like the super blurry background moving while he's driving, and it's like I
Love
get
it.
that.
Love it.
Hated it.
Loved
absolutely
it.
Hated it in live action.
How fast paced
but
it was too. It was just like, it was
But
just
yeah, exactly.
insane.
They were nailing that TV show, and so it's like, yeah, it's a hard thing to do, and they're trying to do a full multi-episode seasonal thing in 90 minutes, and that's hard.
Yeah.
And so it was jarring. Where this is like, yeah, I wonder what it's like. You guys said this can pretty much go either way. I also don't even know what the story is.
A Barbie?
So that
It's
I
like
don't know
she
what-
leaves her fantasy land and goes into the real world. And
Okay.
I don't know why. I one of the trailers shows why or something like that. There's a reason why she leaves. And then like also I don't understand where I don't get where her fantasy place is and how she's I don't know. It seems
able to,
interesting.
like, leave.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
seems interesting. It seems interesting. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
Huh? Didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
And
she's
that's
in her
next week.
This is the same day. They come out the same day.
Oh,
Yeah.
same day. Oh,
That's why
let's
there's
see who's
all-
talking about that.
And Pikmin, because the meme is like, where were you when the world changed? Saying Barbie, the new Pikmin on Switch, and then Oppenheimer. All the same day.
I knew Pikmin 4 comes out that day. I didn't think that anyone cared about that, but like ultra nerds.
Yeah.
I think Pikmin 4 is
Yeah,
gonna be a
there's
flop.
a meme of all three, Barb.
I can't believe. I mean, we should end the show. We'll do the tier list another night, Jerry. But
Yeah.
I don't think my get
The thing I'll say real quick about Pikmin, I can't believe out of any of the Nintendo franchises that they're not like doing like F-Zero or Star Fox or I don't know. Like there's other ones that we can think of here. The fact that they're doing another Pikmin's kind of mind blowing. Like I can't believe they're still doing Pikmin all these years later.
I've never played a Pikmin. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have an interest in it.
Neither do I. I rented it once.
I don't have any interest. If someone was like, yeah, they're really cool, I would try it. But Jared, have you played Pikmin? I don't really know anyone.
I think I rented it once, back in the day. And from what I remember, it's like a normal platformer. So you're either into the little Pikmin characters or you're not. And it was just kind of like,
I heard it's actually more like that game you play, Jer. That Bobby Lee plays too. What is it called? You played it recently, Jer.
Stardew?
Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley. I heard it's more like that.
Huh.
Where you're doing little tasks and stuff like that, and like there's like daily stuff that you have to do, and it's kind of more of not a farm simulator, but similar to that idea.
Yeah. Yeah, again, I have no idea. Years ago. And again, I remember just playing it briefly to the point where it's like, I don't think I like know what I'm supposed to be doing right now. And it was just like, yeah, this isn't fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, we talk, dude, we've gone, this is a 3-hour episode. We just hit the 3-hour mark.
Again, it's our classic catch up, super long episode.
It was a month,
which is fun.
It was a month of stuff that we hadn't discussed. I mean, there was movies. I watched a lot of other movies we didn't even touch on. But
I was gonna say there's other movies in there that didn't even hint at, but
we'll save it.
I'm sure we will. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure we will turn that into a whole episode itself.
Yeah, 100%. Like the other stuff. Yeah, exactly, Jerry. And we talked about the big two, which was Mission Impossible and Indiana Jones, because those have just both come out. And then we talked about the movies that are about to come out that we'll probably talk about in 2 weeks from now. So Oppenheimer and Barbie, I'm sure me and Nick D will both see those, and we'll have something to say about those 2 weeks from now.
Is there any other summer blockbuster coming out? Like, what is the big August?
I see the
Blue Beetle
vote of the week. Vote of the week was a tie.
Yeah.
New.
Oh, is Joker 2 come? Oh no, that's next year. Oh, Dune's not till Christmas.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Willy Wonka's not. Willy Wonka's Christmas, right? Dune's Christmas.
They cloned Tyrone. That's coming out to Netflix.
Oh, isn't that
21st?
That Creator movie coming out? That looks kind of cool. I kind of want to see it.
What is that?
We keep seeing trailers, Nick D. The Creator.
I'm drawing a blank. I can't remember what that is.
It's about artificial intelligence with.
Yeah, with the little girl. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that comes out. Oh, that comes out September, so end of September. That looks cool. I mean, that could easily go either direction though. That could be a flop or not. I don't know. Five Nights at Freddy comes out in October.
There was another.
Haunted Mansion comes out at the end of this month.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, what? We just saw.
I'm gonna see that.
Yeah.
But I have to.
August 4th
I actually
is
do think it looks better than a lot of the other things. Like I'm interested. Yeah.
Ninja Turtles movie.
Turtles. Yeah.
Oh, Turtles. Yeah.
August one.
Turtles. Totally.
And then there's the I don't know. Can't think of it. There's something else. The driving game with
yeah. That looks like
metal. Twisted Metal.
No, that's TV. Yeah. That's TV.
But isn't that's soon-ish?
Yeah, that's
right,
soon.
though?
That's coming up. But
okay.
that's TV. I thought you meant that's the other video. So it's also PlayStation.
Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo. Yeah. Yeah, Haunted Mansion, Sympathy for the Devil. Then August it is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is the big one. Meg 2, who gives a crap.
Which is like, didn't they make that movie years ago, and they're now just getting around to a sequel?
I don't know if I ever heard of the first.
What, Meg?
Yeah, with Jason Statham.
Yeah, it's
with
on
like the soup. If you saw a picture, you'd be like, oh, that. Here, I'll pull one up.
the Meg. The original one's on Max right now.
Okay.
This list that I'm seeing, and I don't know if this is true at all. I haven't seen anything that says this is true. Says August 5th, Sandman comes back out.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, I'm smitten off that. That first season was amazing, but I've never seen that anywhere else but with this website I'm looking at. And then August is Blue Beetle, which I said to you, DT.
Yeah. Okay.
But to throw this out real quick, the Blue Beetle kid that plays the Blue Beetle, he was on the internet today, pretty much saying that like he's almost preemptively saying his movie's gonna flop, and his reasoning is because he's not allowed to do any type of press because of the strike.
Yeah. And then, did you also hear the thing about Oppenheimer's?
What?
Oppenheimer's
Did
what?
you hear the thing about Oppenheimer's premiere?
No.
That technically, I don't know the logistics, but like the article was saying that technically a red carpet is a day of work. So if any of the actors actually show up to the premiere, technically that's against the law. Or like and so they were saying that they're like, they don't know what's going to happen with Barbie or the Oppenheimer premiere, because if they're there for work, then
That's
not
stupid.
straight. Yeah. So premieres next week are going to be interesting.
That's kind of
The
stupid.
stars might not even be there.
That's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
And this says
then stars aren't even
Sandman
there.
stopped filming.
What are you even doing a premiere for?
Really, Nick, Jerry?
Yeah. Yeah.
What happened?
They
Sandman
stopped filming
filming.
the second season. Yeah, because of the strike.
So that's not coming out.
Yeah.
Oh, this says there's a new Hunger Games in November. I haven't seen anything saying that. That's crazy. Well, that's probably not happening. I think because of what just happened with the strike, I think a lot of things are about to change.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Ghostbusters 2. Ghostbusters 2 is supposed to come out in December. I haven't seen anything saying that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't actually realize.
I think a lot of people knew the strike was coming too, and I think that's why we haven't seen anything for a lot of stuff. So hard to say, man. Hard to say.
That kind of makes sense though, because I know it just seems like, oh yeah, for a while now things have stopped, even though it's like, well, shouldn't you guys have stuff to in backup, or I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, at least that Batwoman movie that they shelved, like studios are literally shelving.
Yeah, but that, from my understanding, that wasn't even finished all the way. They shot half of it. Yeah.
That's even weirder.
Damn.
Well, I mean, you shoot half and you know it's trash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Might as well cut your losses.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They cut their losses.
Yeah, there was some other thing at the same time they shelved that's like, oh, that's brutal.
Yeah. I mean, the Marvels is supposed to come out, and I was excited for that. That's November, but we'll see. That's the week after Dune, so it's Dune then the Marvels. Yeah. Interesting. Oh, dude, it's Dune, the Marvels, and then it was supposed to be Hunger Games and Thanksgiving. I hope Thanksgiving still comes out, which is the Eli Roth.
I feel like that's got a better chance than the Hunger Games.
Yeah. Oh, the Hunger Games isn't even. Oh, it's not even with what's her name. It's okay. Yeah, I don't care about that.
Yeah, it's a prequel.
Yeah, that's stupid. Don't care.
Yeah, it says November 17th if you Google it still.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
maybe-
I see that.
Because that I would wonder, because that they would have filmed, finished all that stuff like last year, beginning of this year, to where it would be just like, oh, if they don't release it, it would just be in solidarity, I would imagine, right? Like they're not still working on.
Yeah, but
Hunger
it's the
Games
fact
thing.
that they can't do any promotion kind of will kill your movie. It's kind of like what the Blue Beetle kid was saying. It's like
I mean, yeah, exactly. If they can't talk about it, then all of a sudden it's like, by the way, this comes out tomorrow. It's like, well, you didn't like prime me for months now of like, don't forget, don't forget.
Yeah, like
But at the same time, we've been primed for like 5 years for Flash. That didn't really help that.
I don't think I don't think anything was
what I
helping
would
that.
Motion Flash.
Yeah.
I think that can go either way. I think if things too long in development can just be like, well, you didn't get this out in the typical year, 3-year timeline, that it's like something went on that this is bad. Like if I hear about something and it doesn't come out within about 3 years, it's kind of like, oh, this is going to be real bad when it comes out, or it's not coming out.
Here's a better example. You know what movie I wanted to see but never did? Was that Kingsman with Rasputin? They promoted that movie for like a year and a half. That trailer was before every movie I saw last year. Finally came out, never saw it.
That movie was 2 years ago, I think, Nick.
Was it?
Yeah.
But still, like that movie, dude, they promoted the shit out of it.
But
I wanted to see, and same with Dungeons and Dragons. I wanted to see that.
Dungeons and Dragons, I will say Dungeons and Dragons I'll give you, because that seems like that was a flop. Here the issue, because that was like Addie told me that got actually good reviews and stuff too.
I mean,
from
people say
critics.
that movie actually good. Yeah.
The thing that Kingsman came out 2021, so yeah, 2 years ago. The thing about Kingsman, and the reason I agree with you, I wanted to see that, and I'm also surprised I've never seen it on streamers. But I think the issue with the Kingsman movie was it was a prequel.
Yeah.
And I think like those two movies were good. The first one was really good. The second one was all right. And then to do a prequel after the second one wasn't even that strong, I think they shot themselves in the foot with that one. I think the argument can be made for that. They shot themselves in the foot. But whatever.
Yeah, I wanted to see it too. Never did. Saw the first two.
Yeah, I like the first one was great.
Yeah.
It's like you said, the first one's good. The second one wasn't great, and I feel it was a little bit before the third one came out that it kind of did damper it a little bit. That it was just like,
well, and you don't have
I can wait now at this point.
You don't have the lead guy. Like the lead guy's not in it. Like that's, I don't know. That kind of like, I kept telling myself, like, to be honest, and Nick, I play into this. I was like, oh, I'll wait till it's streaming.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, the second one wasn't that great, and this is a prequel. I'll wait till it's streaming. And I like the first one, like I said, but yeah, that kind of played into it. So, but yeah, I actually hadn't even thought about that in a minute, Nick. That you brought that up, because I do want to see that. You're right. I do still want to see that.
Yeah. And again, I've heard everyone I know, mainly kids, students, they like that D&D. I hear that D&D movie's fun.
Yeah. You know what though? I think like maybe if it was called something different.
Yeah.
And
what is it even called? Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah, it's Dungeon. It's
Honor Among Thieves.
Like, what if they just called it Honor Among Thieves and not Dungeons and Dragons and drop that shit?
Yeah, I think that would have been better.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be pretty good though.
Not according to Addie.
Oh, Addie's saying, Addie's the one that
Addie saw it.
Addie, you're the one that told me.
Well,
it wasn't as good as I thought.
As good as he thought.
Ah, I see.
That doesn't mean it's not good. I'm putting words in his mouth.
Yeah.
Get your own pod show, Addie. Well, you have one. Challenge me.
Yeah.
Addie.
Me and Addie are actually doing one tomorrow, but that's
nice. He can call me out. Yeah, I don't know. For me, hearing Dungeons and Dragons, I do kind of immediately just like, I'm checking out. I don't know.
Jared, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think them calling it Dungeons and Dragons did them a disservice.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Because I felt the same way. I was like, oh, well, that's gonna be stuff I don't know about. I've never played Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know shit about that world. I'm not gonna go see that. So
did Sadu bring that movie up?
No.
He didn't even bring that movie up. Right up his alley.
It is, but once again, Nick, I think we all, especially maybe it's our generation, we associate it with the board game, that I think it does it a disservice.
Yeah.
Honor Amongst Thieves, with even the red font, and it looked the same way, it could have been better.
Calabozos and Dragones.
You know, another movie that I didn't see that I wanted to, and I think maybe one of you saw it, was the Nick Cage vampire movie.
Yeah, I want to see that.
That movie's funny.
See, and like that came and went.
Mm-hmm.
That came and went. It's crazy.
Grant. I haven't seen Hugh Grant in a while.
I still want to see that. Speaking of Nick Cage, that Nick Cage and Pedro Pascal movie. I never saw that. I want to see that.
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah,
man, that's another good one.
yeah.
And
I wanted to see that.
That one's
I think that's streaming somewhere now, so I can go watch.
Yeah, if you know where, Nick, tell me. I mean, I'll end the show with this. I'll tell you a movie I don't want to see is Wonka. I'm sorry, doesn't look good.
yeah. I saw a trailer for that the other day. I don't know why they're doing that.
I don't get
I
it.
don't even know what this is.
It's the Willy Wonka prequel. It's called Wonka.
It's gonna be-
I
yeah.
thought you said Blanca. I was like, what is that? Oh, yeah. I still haven't seen the trailer. Well, I've seen pictures.
BK disagrees with me. I don't care. I don't think. I love the original. This doesn't look good.
It just.
Have they
it's-
shown
I
Oompa
don't
Loompas in
know.
the trailer?
The what?
Yeah.
Have they shown
The
Oompa
Oompa
Loompas?
Loompas.
It's
Yeah.
the dude.
I don't- I'm
It's the
just-
dude Jared just said. Jared, that's why you brought it up. You just said I haven't seen him in a while. Hugh Grant. Hugh Grant or whatever.
Yeah, it's Hugh Grant. It's another like they just CGI. I don't know.
Pull up
That-
a
that-
picture. Don't play the trailer, but just pull up a picture really quick. Don't. Yeah.
That-
don't pull
that-
I just want to see.
Jerry, that's what ruined it for me. And I know BK. If BK watches this at a later point, he'll leave a comment. But that's what ruined it for me. Was
Oh, that is not at all
I
what was
don't
in my
know.
head. Crazy.
I
And
will
so is it
say
gonna be like the last one where there's like 1,000?
that's what I'm saying. Like
that's what we don't know. This is literally
That's
the
all
only
you
thing
see.
they show you in the trailer is like it's because again it's Willy Wonka building everything. He's a young man. It's Timothy Chalamet, and so we just see the one Oompa Loompa, and it's just like I don't know. I like the original how they got little people to do it, and like they were all very different, and it was cool. I don't want to see fucking Hugh Grant's face.
yeah.
Hugh Grant though coming back all of a sudden.
Also,
Hugh
just
Grant-
to point out,
they're showing shit, like,
he's too tiny. The way that they show him on the table, Jerry, it doesn't.
yeah, he's not gonna be very
Exactly.
healthy.
And that's the other thing with the other one, the Johnny Depp one. It was a thing of like, what are you guys doing? Why are you making Oompa Loompas like? Maybe it's different in the book that they're smaller, and that again because they just hired little people to do it in the
Original.
Yeah, the Gene one. I don't understand why they're so small now.
I don't
It's
like
weird.
it. I don't like it.
No, it doesn't fit. I don't know.
I think
don't
he
know.
looks like a pimp. I don't like the way Wonka looks, where Wonka doesn't look like a silly eccentric. He looks like he's about to sell you like cocaine. Like he doesn't look like a candy salesman. He looks like a criminal.
I just thought I don't know the everything once again weird complaint looked CGI to me, like the buildings and everything in the background of the trailer looked CGI.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and that was an issue
yeah,
with me too.
and that was what the issue with the last time they tried to do this. It just doesn't work the same. So
What is Paul King directed? The Mighty Boosh.
oh he did Paddington. That's his big like he did Paddington 1 and 2.
Okay.
Oh and yeah. Yeah, I think he's British, obviously. So interesting. We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna see Wonka. I mean, it comes out Christmas, so maybe I'll see it with the fam or something. But like, I mean, I gotta see it. But at the same time, I right now I'm not. I'm saying I think it's gonna be a flop, but we'll see because it comes out Christmas. It might be the go-to Christmas film.
Yeah, I kind of think that
Yeah.
like regardless of if it's good or not, that's probably the movie my mom and I are gonna go see. Like that's probably what it is.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see. But let's
Yeah.
let's wrap it up because we're already at 3:15 and I'm hot
I
as.
give this episode a double S. What do you guys?
Triple S.
Triple S for the first time ever.
I think it's I'm juiced that we got the boys are back and we knocked out everything tonight. So
Yeah.
next week
Yeah,
we
be
will have
nice.
a lighter episode and we'll go back to our normal scheduled shenanigans.
T Chase, Addy. Was BK here tonight? Who came out tonight? Thank you so much for coming out, guys.
Just
Those
McMaster
two.
and TJC. It's really been Addy. Addy has been in the chat the whole time. We appreciate you, Ad. I hope you're probably sitting there on your computer. But man, I don't know about you, Nick D. It is hot.
Dude, it's hot as shit. I'm cooking in this house.
I'm
yeah.
cooking right now. I gotta get these earphones off. So we're gonna wrap it up right here. Appreciate
Is
everybody.
it hot in New York right now, Jer?
It was humid earlier.
We're cooking.
It was hot. It was like 90 earlier and
Whew.
humid, and then it was like high 70s.
You got
like at 9 and still.
You got AC?
Yeah.
That's good.
But so we have one in this room, and then across the apartment, like in the living room. So we don't have one in the bedroom. The bedroom, because there's no way really to get cold air in there, so the bedroom gets real hot. And then because the bed is right against the window, we can't put the AC there because it would just blast the top of our heads. So yeah, it gets warm. It gets warm at night.
Jared's now scrolling through all of our old episodes.
Because I wanted to see which one was the longest.
Each episode
and I'm
like and subscribe.
pretty sure this.
Dude, I'm going to preemptively say this too. We're coming up on a few months away from Hotsgiving. We're doing Hotsgiving again, Nick D.
What's Hotsgiving?
Hotsgiving's where Austin comes and eats the
our
chip.
top show.
Yeah, our top
viewed show.
Hell yeah, Austin, get ready. Get ready.
We're doing Hotsgiving once again.
Yeah.
Y'all should move to Seattle. Get the hell out of here, Addy. We ain't moving to Seattle. I know you're sitting there and it's nice and breezy, whatever. Wait till the winter hits though, and you actually have to live through a whole winter. Then we'll be saying, oh, you should move back to the Bay. So get out of here, Addy.
Yeah. Wow. That'll be a thing for him.
Yeah. He dealt with a little bit of it, but I'm saying he'll have a full blown winter this year. So we'll see. All right, before we keep going ranting and raving, we're gonna hit 3 hours and 30 minutes in a second. But yeah, thanks for everyone for watching. McMash especially, T Chase, you came and went. T Chase, he probably popped in, saw we were talking about Indiana Jones, and he's like, and got out of here.
We probably said spoiler, then immediately spoiled it from me. It's just like
he's probably cursing us and stuff. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Addy did live through a whole winter rain, and then we ended up having more storms down here. That's right, huh? Well,
yeah.
Screw you, Addy. Whatever, dude. Yeah, that's right. We had all the power outages and shit. I forgot about all that. Time flies.
Because last year was brutal. I got a generator this week.
I moved in July, you silly goose. Yeah, whatever, Addy. Shut up, Addy. All right, we're ending, dude.
It's been a year. Happy year, Addy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Year anniversary, Addy.
We're out of here. We're out of here, boys.
Thanks, Addy.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
We're right behind.
And leave those goddamn comments.
We're right behind Mr. Beast.